I can't get these memories out of my mind, and some kind of madness has started to evolve. I tried so hard to let you go, but some kind of madness is swallowing me whole. Yeah, I have finally seen the light, and I have finally realized what you mean. And now I need to know, is this real love, or is it just madness keeping us afloat? But when I look back at all the crazy fights we had, it's like some kind of madness was taking control. Yeah, and now I have finally seen the light, and I have finally realized what you need. And now I have finally seen the end, and I'm not expecting you to care, no, but I have finally seen the light, and I have finally realized I need to come to me, just in a dream. Come on and rescue me. Yes, I know I can be wrong, and maybe I'm too headstrong. Our love is madness. bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. And their tears are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Hide my head, I want to drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad world. One pen makes you larger, and one pen makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 2 feet small. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Call Alice when she was just small. Women on the chessboard get up and tell you where
everybody, and welcome to Casual Cactus on our weekly gaming night. Hope you guys are having fun. Hope you guys are strapped in and ready for shenanigans, because you've come to the right place for that.
Was turning the volume down
this is our weekly game. We are pushing our way through the sort of end-game sections of Danny's mini-campaign.
Or are we?
Or are we? We'll see how it goes.
We're not sure.
This group is like herding cats, so it may or may not go the way Danny expects it to.
They're the best
Not
cats.
impossible. Improbable.
But we're glad you're here with us. We hope you guys have fun with us this evening. We do have just a few things to get through announcement-wise before we get to the game, though. As always, we have our YouTube channel. It's a good place for you to go to check on all of our back catalog of video content. You'll find all of the videos for this campaign, although now that I say that, I think I missed uploading last week's, so I will have 2 to upload this week. I know, I got caught up and then fell behind again. It's the story of my life. But all of the video content for this campaign, the last campaign that I ran,
I see how it is.
and then all of the extra content that we will have available to you as well. We've got no, that's a random quote. That's not what I was going for. Our Discord server is up and running. It's a good place to keep in touch with us and keep abreast of what's going on with this stream, as well as Danny and Kyrie's creative streams. Lots of news and interactions with us there. So
hurry!
So go check that out. You never know what you might stumble across, such as the campaign primer for our upcoming campaign. We will get that started when we get that started, and stay tuned to the Discord server for all the details.
Super excited about that.
Been a lot of interaction between the characters behind the scenes. I think there's going to be some real fun stuff coming out of that, so stay tuned for that. I think that covers most of what I need to cover, so with that and no further ado, we will turn it over to Danny.
What if I want further ado? That's fine.
Well, then we can.
Then we need to
We
get
can
into
do
things.
We will have much ado about nothing.
I thank you for that. Thank you very much for that.
Glad you went to the same place I did.
So, first off, before we start up with what we are going to be doing tonight, I would like to say that there are a couple of new short stories in the Discord. So if you would like, you can check that out. They are in the campaign shorts for Delirium's domain. That is where you go for any of it's lats, haha. That is where we go for any of the RP that we do off table. You'll be able to kind of check some of the longer RP sessions that we've done. So feel free if you would like to check that out, and it'll be great fun. With that, Lance, would you like to catch us up?
I would love to catch us up.
Catch us up.
So, last time, if I recall correctly, we started waking up.
Didn't we start? Yeah, waking up and then teleporting?
Yes. Yeah. So I don't believe anything of interest happened. We finally left the town of nowhere. And we teleported ourselves to the Oak Castle. Mm-hmm. And we discovered that outside of the Oak Castle was this really creepy town with no one alive in it, but everything in pristine,
It was fine.
unused condition. And we wandered through town, bit suspicious, until we arrived at the gates to the Oak Castle, wherein there were words that said something to the effect of, you have to let the past go or it'll ruin your future, or something like that.
Yep. Something like that.
And at which point, we began to watch as everything in front of us began rapidly aging and decomposing.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, not in front of us. It was behind us. Sorry.
Bingo!
It was behind us because we heard a noise and we all turned around right as it happened and watched this happen and heard the noise coming from the other direction. And
Which
so...
was then behind us.
Which was then behind us. And so Janus pulled out his eye and simultaneously looked in front of himself and behind himself. And we waited for the whatever this was to pass and discovered that these were old ruins with lots and lots of bones. And we went inside the Oak Castle and discovered a very, very mad and very, very long tea party had been going on. And we spoke with some of the denizens of the castle during their tea party, and we realized that the king of this castle was James, Pan's small lieutenant. And so we did what we normally do, and we stuck our noses where it didn't belong, and we summoned James to us, and we cured him of his...
Curse.
Forgetfulness?
willful curse?
I feel like that's an apt description.
At which point, he reverted to his older self, and everyone's memories of this place returned, and he informed us... Well, really, he informed Elaine that he was her father.
You just happened to be there. You were collateral weird.
So the rest of us left while they sorted out family business and discussed why he had not been a part of her life for so long. Afterwards, after they had sorted out their family affairs, he gave us the sword that he carried around, which was part of our key, which Brayden, as Henry, then assembled. And if I remember right, we left off planning how we were going to go...
Well, we killed some shadows, and then we're still heading towards the mountain.
We're heading towards the mountain, and we killed some shadows, yeah.
And we said we were going to stop by the magic shop, but did we find it? Because that might be an easy way out of this.
No!
Okay.
That's right, the DM's finally taking charge.
You did
A
not.
DM can say no.
Thanks, Brayden.
Because it was a good idea.
It was a good idea, but...
Curses.
Depends what was in there.
Yeah.
You could have at this point just everything be cursed and decaying. So,
Yeah.
it could have also been a lot of fun for me, but...
Malfunctioning magic items are not something I want.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got one, right?
He doesn't use it much, but he's got one. He exists.
I've been scared to use
I think I'm going to give you an actual Staff of the Magi that's functional without all kinds of caveats. Oh, hell no. All right. So you guys have fought the shadows and succeeded quite easily. Continuing forward by foot to the mountain?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
All right. You continue. You can tell from the area that you're in and the maps that you have. Oh, by the way, maps. Those are the things that, like, between what you found in the little boat heap. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll be playing with this for the next couple of minutes.
So all of those exist. And you now have them. They were in the order that you found them in the book. Just so you know. And the piece that was torn out, you had loose.
Okay.
So, so yes, you have those. That is a thing that exists. So, you are heading towards. You can see that there's about probably a 2-day by foot trip to the foothills of the mountains. Another day into the mountains themselves. You have Tweedles in tow, Melbane in tow, Chipper and Boggleson in tow, and you now have your...
bunch of NPCs.
Yes, you have a small army of NPCs. So, moving forward, the first day, let us see... Oh, well, that was super low on my part. So, the first day is relatively uneventful. However, towards the end, you hear the earth shaking. And from afar, you can see cracks in the land
No, I wasn't even.
Like every time
Dang
you
it.
snicker now, I was just like waiting for it. Cracks in the land forming from a great distance off, and the mountains reshaping. As you go, are there any conversations that you wish to have? Anything that you wish to discuss? Do it.
No,
Yes.
Why? It's okay.
because it's not a good idea.
Oh. So?
When has that ever stopped you?
Indeed.
I didn't
We can
ask how
have
big
bad
the air of the
ideas.
room is. I said I was casting fireball.
But you did.
Yep.
Would Claudius do a thing anyway?
Well, this was basically something to keep the boys busy,
Okay.
which was Claudius was going to try reading them parts of his math book while he has tools, see if he can rig up a essentially a backpack for the armor to carry Oddswan, so that he can shoot over the shoulder of.
Okay, I kind of love that.
Sorry. I'm entertaining myself.
Do you need help?
That is a good question that I do
you-
not have the answer
Do you
to.
want this?
Oh, I thought you were talking in character. Yes, that would be very helpful.
What is Henry doing?
My nose is in a book at the moment.
He's
Okay.
just like walking around like
My
this.
metaphorical nose is in a book. I don't have a nose, so.
I
felt
just
like
kind of
metaphorical
want to know how this
nose.
goes for you. Could you roll me a dex save? Your nose is in a book and you're walking in the desert.
Dex save?
Score
18.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Be it.
So roll me.
Kid. I'm gonna make him
I
read
don't know what
that.
to make you roll for this. An intelligence check
Oh, that'll be good.
or performance. I guess I'd take either because you are you're like teaching them something.
I mean,
If you're just reading them
my
aloud,
intelligence
maybe
is a
then-
whole lot better than my performance.
Performance must be really bad.
Well, I have a negative on charisma, so.
You know
Most
what?
of us
You're
do.
reading this out loud, and you are having to understand what you read. So split the difference. Like take the average of the two.
So -1 and +2 is plus
Wow.
0.5.
Plus 1/2.
So you'll round down so there's no bonus.
Okay.
Oh, that was me. I'm sorry. I should have been more clear. 2 rolls. Take the average of the 2.
Oh.
Got it.
My bad.
And what am I adding to the 2 rolls?
One's intelligence. One's.
Oh, I see. I follow.
Yeah.
Oh, I better decide which one is which.
That's just probably good.
Okay, so intelligence will be metal and charisma will be plastic.
That's a good way to do it.
So intelligence is +2, so that'd be 13, and 15 -1 is 14, so 13, 12.
Wait, what?
Well,
No.
it'll be
What
Wait,
are the two?
14 and 11. Or wait, sorry,
It's
I went
14
back to
13.
11.
You
14
add
and
them
13.
together
My bad.
and then you divide.
There we go.
by
Well, I
twos.
went back to 11 because I took away the bonus on the metal.
It'll
one.
be a 13.
Okay. So from the younger crowd, there's a lot of confusion. But Cassia and Kibbit seem to be at least like grasping some of the straws you throw in their direction. And
Good,
let's
'cause
see.
I don't know that
the
Claudius
tools.
is.
It's like reading Shakespeare. You know it should be right, but you're just not sure.
Tools is working on this harness, and along the way, he does try to sit Oddswan into it in motion, and it just gives out. Like, it's just practically disintegrates as soon as Oddswan's weight sits into it. It just, like, unravels.
That's
He looks at it with disappointment. I'll try that again.
No worries.
All right. But it is keeping them busy. It's keeping them occupied on the roof.
No.
Anybody else looking to do anything specific? The Tweedles kind of roll partially, and it's like when their feet get tired, they just curl up in a ball and roll. So.
So we're in the desert.
Painted.
You're in the painted wastes, heading towards the mountains.
Okay.
Yes. So, at the end of the first night, You go through without too much hassle and problem. Well, not the end of the first night, I'm sorry. The end of the first day, you go through without too much hassle and problem. You're able to set up camp. There's not really a lot of cover available to take. Would you like to divide into
watches.
watches?
Sure. I'll take
I'll
first watch.
just watch on all of them.
Oh, that's right. That's a thing for you. Yes. So you're on first.
I'll be on first watch.
What would everybody like?
Is Henry casting non-detection?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Naturally.
Then me and the kids can all take second.
Take first.
Take last.
Claudius is on second. Kids. You said first?
Yeah.
Okay. Xerxes
This
and
one seems
you.
to cross my eyes.
Is it better with the folder?
Yeah, it's a lot better with the folder. I have a lot more. Oh, sorry.
You're taking all of them.
I could probably just grab one of my ones.
No, it's easier.
Milkman's gonna take
No, that was
last
the
one.
I have to start over.
Henry.
No, it's fine. I need to start over so I can get a fresh eyes.
Let us know if Henry decides to share this book with anyone else.
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah.
Great.
My Google password was apparently changed 2 days ago, and I didn't do it.
Oh.
So
Oh.
I just fixed that real quick.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to buy bits to,
Don't you dare!
I wouldn't have known my Gmail was hacked.
It's a good thing.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing.
So Chipper has not
Shown up yet.
Shown up yet.
Yes.
So far I'm winning.
So, which watch would you like, Elaine?
What's not taken?
Well, Mailbane was on the last one.
Oh, well, then I'll take
everything.
that
Okay. Elaine. We'll put the Tweedles on the first one because Xerxes is their buddy.
Is that how it is?
They like you.
Okay.
They didn't say you. They didn't say you liked them.
Oh, wait.
Said they like you.
It goes
Okay.
this
Yeah.
way.
No, that's fair. That's fair. No, that's actually fair. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
All
It
right.
goes this way.
So, first troop, go ahead and roll me that beautiful bean footage.
Okay.
I'm so glad I've got a very high
Perception?
Yes.
Kind of.
Oh, not perception anyway.
22.
22.
15.
15.
12.
12. Okay. And the Tweedles are also a 12. So you and the Tweedles start talking about bowling and rolling things around and don't really see very much. Everybody else can make out kind of at a distance that there is torchlight that seems to slowly be getting nearer.
Didn't this happen once before?
Honestly,
Wasn't there
don't
like
remember.
some centaurs that we ran into early on?
Or was that Harry Potter? I don't even remember anymore. we've been in Neverwinter for a while.
Okay.
I'm a little confused. I don't know.
Jerk.
So we're
I love that it's
there-
people in our own stream
I know,
that are
right?
doing this. Thank you for your biddies.
I'm trying to remember when the shadows were,
I'm gonna need help.
because I don't remember that.
That was right after we left,
Yeah.
so it would be same day.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
haven't
just
had
outside the town.
So we haven't had a long rest.
No.
Oh, that's
Are
right.
you having
Because
troubles, sir?
Elaine,
Mr.
or
Bird,
not
sir.
Elaine, but
What?
Innie
I'm joking.
stunned all of them
Yeah.
because of haste.
Yeah.
Okay. So torchlight approaching.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wake up and help me.
So far, is it just the torchlight, or
I don't
can we
know.
start to make out figures or hear voices? Or...
It is far enough away currently that you cannot, like, sometimes you can hear some sounds carrying through the night on the winds, but you can't make out shapes super well, just like long distance blobs of silhouettes. So, you are aware that they exist.
I'm gonna look around as if nobody's watching. Boop! I'm going invisible.
Alright.
And I'm gonna head off that direction and see what I see.
Cut
Okay.
off their toes.
See if there's any toes that need to be cut off.
Yes.
How fast are you going?
I mean, I'm trying to be fairly quiet, so probably just normal walking pace for these guys, so about half of what I normally can go.
I'm not back to you for the time being.
And you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay. So, as it gets darker, you're able to see, like, as you get closer and closer to them, you see several large forms that all look like sloths.
Oh, yes.
Not again.
And it's a little hard to tell from this distance, but one of them looks like they're wearing an apron.
No.
No.
They all
They
look
are
kind of on the
angry.
green scale, so...
Wait, didn't we put him in a jar with water and then
Yeah, we
bury
killed
that
him,
jar?
yeah.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
This is...
Big dog.
I wasn't there for it.
Oh,
That session.
Oh, I forgot.
Well,
yeah, you
we
weren't
put him
there
in the
for
jar, put water in the jar, closed the jar, and then buried the jar.
We killed him.
Well, we figured we killed him. He might have had, like, dimension door or something, I don't know.
This is only vaguely ringing a bell? But this seems like something that the rest of the party should know about. So I'm gonna turn and use my full speed now, zipping back.
Alright, so you get back by the end of first shift, and second shift, Claudius and the kids
So I'm
are
gonna
getting
like
up.
walk up basically behind Claudius and tap him on the shoulder. Or not Claudius, but sorry, Janice, because you're not there. I'm gonna walk up behind Janice and tap him on the shoulder.
Yes.
Are you still invisible though?
Yeah, I'm still invisible. Big, like, toad-looking things, apron, coming from that way.
Wonderful.
So, not sure what we need to do about that.
And we had established the sloths are from the underworld.
Yes.
Yep.
Are they coming our direction or just
Yes.
okay? So yeah, we probably yeah.
Question,
Yes.
out of character. Do we know if you can turn other people invisible?
I don't think we know, but I haven't yet.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the...
And
That you're
for
using?
that matter, it doesn't last all that long because it is invisibility.
Yeah.
So probably about the time we're finished, about the time we're sort of having that conversation, boop, and Emmy's back.
Gotcha. So, you... excuse me. Upon having this called to your attention, I mean, you saw them before, you do see at this point the torchlight snuffs out.
Ha! Ha!
We don't know
Okay.
we're here. Not
Wake
detection.
us up. Wake us up.
So,
They're still a good
Emmy.
distance off at the moment.
Yes.
about how long do you think it would take me if I were to walk out towards them? How long would it take me to intersect them?
To intersect them, I would say it would probably take about, like, if you're just casually walking, probably maybe 2 hours, hour and a half, depending on how fast they're moving.
Never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
You're seriously not gonna wake us up.
No, they're 2 hours away.
So?
So what are we gonna do? Pack up camp and go after them? Like, I'm gonna wait till they get closer.
Yeah.
Alright.
Fair.
Just let them come to us.
It's about time for the next shift, yes? Okay. So I'll start waking up the second
I
shift.
mean, you guys have to sleep, like,
Good morning.
every day. I don't know what happens if you
I'm
skip
a
that.
half elf too. No, I'm
so
an elf. I'm an elf in this one.
Big,
Sorry.
big toad thing, apron, that direction. There used to be torches and it's gone out now.
Big
Since
dog
I,
then.
since
huh?
I know
Figure
where
a
to
couple
look,
of
can I
hours
see
away.
them?
Okay.
Do you have any kind of dark vision at all? I'll say since you know where to look and you do have some sort of dark vision with you as well.
And I assume since it's a desert, there's not a lot.
There's not a
cover.
lot. Yeah, there's not great cover for them. So yeah, like you know where to look and you can see the little shapes moving a little bit.
Are you taking second watch too?
I'm on all the watches.
Yes.
So I'm going to go bed down and have
Yeah.
a nap.
Get some sleep.
Have a quick cat nap, as it were.
Indeed. So Claudius, you want to roll me perception to make sure you're keeping eyes on them well? I can give it for the kids too.
That's an 8.
For a very important date, Chipper.
Oh, hi, Chipper.
So not so great.
Oh, 8.
8. Oh.
I didn't say late. She said late. I said
Yes.
8.
Yes.
That's just great.
Yeah, just great. So
That's
Cassia in the
what
suit
babies-
of armor, she thinks that she can see what's happening.
Here.
She's she looks out over the expanse and she sees what she thinks is what he has pointed out, or she rather, sorry. But it ends up not being that at all. Like, she is chasing this funky little wisp of sand in the wind and doesn't even kind of see it. And Oddswan is very distracted trying to figure out this weird strap contraption that Tools has been working to try and make him so that he can be a backpack for Cassia. So yeah, you guys don't see it.
I got a 23.
You're fine. You know exactly where they
I am waiting until they are what I gauge to be about 20 or 30 minutes out
Okay.
from our camp.
Which would be about the right time for the shift changeover anyway.
Okay.
Because they are moving towards you and you are not moving towards them as well. So it would take them, 3-ish hours to get in, which would be about roughly in the area of a shift. So yeah, they get pretty close in, and you're able to kind of figure out when and where they would.
So who's on this last watch?
So the last watch is Henry, Melbane, Elaine, and Hughes.
Okay. At this point, then, Janice is going to stand up and brush himself off. If I'm not back in about 40 minutes.
Wait, have I been woken up at this point?
No, you're on watch.
Okay.
If I'm not back in 40 minutes, wake everyone up.
Where are
And
you
I'm going to
going?
start walking out.
Janice,
I'm going to go have a word with our guests.
what guests?
The ones that are coming.
What?
The big dog and his friends.
We killed him.
Apparently, he's back.
What?
The what?
No,
So we're going to take
Janice, you should not be going by yourself.
I will be fine.
Where are you, Janice?
This is why, if I don't come back, wake everyone
Janice.
up and come help.
And come revivify you, because you're the only one with that spell.
I won't be dead. I'll be fine.
We can hope. We will see.
This is a terrible idea. Why
Yes.
isn't he dead?
Who else is on watch with you?
Reasons.
Melbane and
Oh.
Henry.
Okay, let me make these guys smaller.
I know not to get in his way.
We put him in a jar.
I
We filled the jar
should
with water.
probably
We closed the jar, we
also
buried the jar.
mention that there are 5 of them,
5 total, including Big Dog, or 5 in addition to Big Dog?
including Big Dog.
Okay.
And you're going alone.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
As I'm going to cast several spells on myself.
Awesome.
I will let you know if they come up in
Okay.
our...
As I'm going to bed, I'm going to dump the rest of my potion of destinking on Lord Boggleson.
He just like rolls around in it.
Oh, I like this. Lord Margolson smells wonderful now, yes.
He just smells like a whole bunch of Axe body spray.
Teenage boy bath.
All right. So you come upon. Let me. Whoa, where'd I go? I zoomed poorly. Okay, there we go.
Oh, it's like all the way over there.
And now I should.
And it hasn't been opened yet.
It has, however, been shaken.
I would recommend opening it.
I would, yes,
Careful.
advise caution.
Danny asks you not open that on her table.
Yes,
Please.
please.
Yes.
Okay, not that yet.
Don't worry, I'm adding it to my collection of things I've just.
Castle, not the castle yet. No.
I
Dang it, Chipper!
There we go.
I think you've been muscled out
246.
Yeah.
by one.
I don't know how to do this on my end.
How
Hey,
much
Keith.
is that?
It's like
whoa,
$2.
whoa! I
$2
oops.
$2 for 99 bits.
Go back. Go back.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
the
like
purchase? Oh.
Sorry.
So it's
I
roughly
think
2
I
it's-
cents
just
a bit.
accidentally exited my thing. Because
Yeah.
freaking side
Yeah,
buttons.
Oh, they're actually going in the jar now.
Yep.
Well, now the jar is full. So.
I can fix that.
Come on. Come on. Okay. Sorry, guys. I oopsed.
Oops.
Sorry.
Okay, there
Hey,
we
but now you have to donate more to refill the jar.
That doesn't change the standings, though.
No, it doesn't.
Shush.
Go away. Go away.
You need assistance?
Okay, and if you will zoom in on Janice, because I can't see the little screen thing very well on my side.
You're about to spend your daughter's college fund.
Have to find
$500 worth of bits later.
It's not enough for college. It's barely enough for a book.
Right?
I mean, we're happy to give it back, but Twitch takes some away, so Harvard is overrated. Yes. Yes, it is. Alright.
Yeah, Twitch takes like half of it.
So, you come up to the death slots, who see you. At a
Death,
distance?
5 death slabs?
Yes.
Janice won!
Because Death Wish, apparently,
You
it's
know, fine. Xerxes didn't even see them.
So,
You ready to go if it gets to it? Are you ready
you
to go
see-
if it gets down to it?
Yep.
Okay.
the
You are now a willing creature.
the large
What?
Oh.
aproned one looking at you with hatred in its eyes. And he points a hand at you. You.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Finger of death.
One of the dopier looking ones looks over at you. Hey, you the one what put our boss in a jar?
Nope.
Well, who are you then?
I'm me.
Yep, I remember this one.
Oh, actually, you would have looked different, wouldn't you?
You would just.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, but he rolled an 18 and he has a +2. He knows it's you. He smells it on you.
I did not put your boss as you put it in a jar.
Okay, DM Danny doesn't remember. Was it not you?
No,
It
it was
was
Elaine.
me.
It was a lamp.
Ah,
I made the
but
jar,
you're
gave
one of
her
the
the
ones.
jar.
I was involved, but I did not put him in a jar.
I was tired of fighting and wanted to get it over with, so I put him in a jar with water, closed the jar, and then we buried it.
That
I
wasn't
figured
enough.
that
Fair
would
enough.
take
Oh, that's
care
right,
of it.
because you fed him
A diminution.
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and I pretended to be his friend. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
the worst
he's
kind
going-
of betrayal by a
He
friend.
wants to kill you so bad. To
Yeah.
cast Theorine.
So as he goes to do this,
Thing.
a couple things have to happen. First, he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Do we see this going down, by the way?
It's still 20 minutes out, so probably
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, you might. You might
Can we
be
see
able
in
to
the
see
far distance?
rough shapes.
How
of
far away
things
would you say that
happening.
is?
500
feet?
Not quite that close, no.
Okay.
No. Ooh, that's also a good one. That's 18.
That will succeed. By one. But as he goes to him and say, "Well, I wouldn't start that yet. You might want to hear me out first."
What is it you want to say?
Well, I think that coming here after us is wasting a bit of your time. We're actually in the middle of something quite important, and if you'd like, we could reschedule this for later.
That's adorable.
What do you have that you think is so important that it's polite to put a man that made you cookies in a jar?
We are actually on our way to stop the world from disintegrating. And everyone in it.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, doesn't buy it.
Nothing like the cold, hard truth.
So,
If you wanted someone to deceive him.
make a wisdom save yourself.
He brought this one himself. We could have gone with
23.
Oh my
It's time to stop.
Okay.
god.
So, that is going to save. That doesn't do anything. Listen to her look.
Everyone knows the look.
Okay, so you make that save. Let's see. And go ahead and roll me initiative.
Okay.
The rest of us too, or not?
We're too far away. We're 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
There's no way.
You guys are 20 minutes away.
If you are close enough to be within some kind of range, that's a nat 20. Okay.
Well, then you're going first, because I got 12.
Okay. This is gonna hurt Janice. I apologize. This
Every one of
is
them
fine.
has to make a wisdom save.
Okay, good.
Let me double check. I think it's each time they target me.
Sanctuary?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Need more dice.
pretty sure that with Sanctuary, before they can attack you, they have to make the save.
Okay, 5. That way.
And on a
Yes.
fail, they either choose a new target or lose the attack.
So for every attack they're going to make, they have to make a successful wisdom save.
For every attack.
Every attack.
Until he takes provocative action.
Okay.
Which is why I haven't done anything yet.
Alright. I
Are you
suspect
awake?
2 of them will save, because one is an
Or you're
18, one is a
sleeping,
20. All of
I
the rest of them are
was
low.
sleeping. I don't know if I would have
DC
been woken up
17.
at this
DC
point.
17,
yet.
No,
so they're
yeah.
lower than 17.
He
He
said
said, I'll be
to
back
give
in
him
like
40
20
minutes.
minutes, whatever.
He said to give him 40 minutes, 20 minutes there and back.
So,
He will be long dead by the time we get to him if he dies.
Yep.
So, 2 of them are going to take their multi-attack actions and fail. Well, what is the wisdom save for? What are you doing?
So every time they target me with an attack, they have to make a wisdom save, or they have to choose a different target, or they can't attack me. I cast Sanctuary on
He has
myself.
Sanctuary.
I am-
Okay, so the
I've got the same
attack
effect
might
after
still
a long
happen,
rest.
but they might be attacking each other. Okay.
Right. If they choose not to.
I mean, they don't.
They don't have
They're
to.
not forced to.
Well, and each attack for the multi-attack, you can
Yes.
roll that,
Each attack for the multi-attack has to make the save.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
which is kind of a pain, but
I gave
And
myself
they
more
can
work.
choose
That's
just
fine.
not to hit anyone, but the point is they have to choose a different target.
Okay. So they still don't make it. That's okay. So one of them, they will not. The ones that failed their save will. One of them, however, is going to cast Fireball, the one in the apron,
fireball.
because he'd be angry, yo.
Oh, if only someone was there to counterspell it.
Indeed.
If only anybody was
Janice,
there to
what?
do anything.
You know, you could have brought someone who's good at deceiving people.
I wonder why your
That's a
guild
dex
doesn't
save.
have more members.
Because they haven't unionized?
Yes.
They all.
Because it's just Janice.
Yeah.
It's just Janice.
19.
19. Okay, so that does save. So you'll take half. That's 86. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's gonna be 10, 15, 19, 22, 24, so 12 points.
Okay.
Alright, so he foofs a giant ball of fire your direction. The other one swings at you with a multi-attack. The first one is going to go through that wisdom save. Let's see if it actually hits, though. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Okay, so he swings and misses. Then let's check that wisdom save on the multi. And he's going to make that.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you. They also have disadvantage on their attacks against me.
Oh, well, that's okay, because you rolled a 3 anyway on that one, so. So, yeah, that is their turn. What you got? Because all of the other ones
Are you really sure you aren't willing to just put this to the side while we deal with our business?
You speak lies of disintegration.
I don't look up the sky.
We are breaking into the world above.
Right. That is what he told you. And you believe him.
We have seen it. We have seen where we are going. We have seen the gates.
Really? Interesting.
Janice. Gates.
A word I'm associated with.
Let me think. What would Janice do with his turn?
You have items now?
I've had them.
Oh. Huh.
I just don't remember how. That's what you spend the XP for, the experience points for.
Yeah.
For what?
For items.
Is there anything we could offer
Yeah.
you that would encourage you to let this be water under the bridge?
Interesting.
Can I put you all in jars full of water?
After we finish what we're doing, sure.
Let him put me in a jar of water.
Nope. Nope, he's not convinced.
Anything, and I'm going to sort of address this to not just him, but the rest of them. Anything at all. As far as I can tell, I have no quarrel with any of you but Big
Collect dead
Dog.
slots.
Yep.
Two of
Let's
them
see
seem
my
to be
dead slot
questioning what they're doing a little bit. They're not fully sold on the idea, but like what can you offer us?
Well, I can offer you good food, good company, a passage back home, a lot of things. It really just depends what you want.
Tea.
Home is miserable, and Big Dog cooks good.
He does cook very well. He is an excellent cook.
He
At least
sneers at
excellent.
you.
I thought your cookies were delicious.
You put me.
I did not put you in a jar.
Your team.
My friends did, yes.
You did not stop them.
Nope,
You are no friend to Big Dog.
that is probably true. So I'm just gonna kind of look at his compatriots since he seems pretty like
You know?
I have other than
really
Big Dog,
have
and we
spells
clearly
for
have some
this.
issues to work out. But I have no quarrel with the rest of you, and unfortunately, the rest of my friends are very bloodthirsty.
Right.
Roll me persuasion.
Like, my charisma's 20. But, you know.
19.
So the two that were kind of seem to kind of step to the side of the others, the other three. The three still look pretty aggressive. And if you are not acting, are going to attack
Go
you.
ahead.
Okay, so
Wisdom saves for each
wisdom
attack?
saves first. Let's see, one of them is going to make it. Roll.
If they are making an attack roll against me, they have disadvantage.
Oh, that's right, dang it.
And that's a wisdom save?
Hmm?
And they have to make a wisdom
Yeah,
save?
they have to make the wisdom save, and they have disadvantage
So, on the wisdom save or the attack?
on the attack roll.
Okay. So, the first one does not hit you. Crap, I forgot what I just rolled a second ago. One other one I think made the save.
Okay.
Oh. 20 and a 1. Thanks, gods. Alright. And yeah, I got a whole bunch of nothing out of that.
So when they impact me, it's just it's like it's frictionless and it just slides right off, dealing no damage.
They and just look at themselves incredibly confused, just look back and forth from one to another.
Can I do that though?
I really have no quarrel with you. I don't know why you
Sure.
insist on pushing this issue.
Big dog looks at you
You have 0.
and casts fireball on you.
0.
Okay. Wisdom save.
Burning his
Oh
last
no,
one.
because it's fireball.
Oh,
so
we
never
already
mind.
made the
But
wisdom save anyway.
everyone, all the slots around me, do they have to roll saves for it too?
They are like
Now I have to remember what
behind
that
him. Like
actually
fireball is coming out right in front.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
they've kind of the
One
two
character
have
next
kind of
Okay, so
on their next ability check,
back
attack roll,
like
saving
that.
so Janice, you have an extra D4 on your next ability check or
Attack roll or saving throw.
Or saving throw.
Are you getting? Or where are you?
No, it's not me. It's,
Stream.
It's from the stream. Chipper
Oh.
just gave you a bardic, gave you a bless.
Sweet, awesome.
Well, for that save that I made right before I knew that, I got a 26.
Okay.
And you'll have another one coming in from Stephen.
Didn't know we
That
could
wasn't
do
a
this,
nat 20,
guys.
was it?
I didn't either.
Was that a nat 20?
No.
Okay.
I think he's gonna need it.
There's things.
Hmm.
I'm guessing that we probably. Well, I guess we could for each other.
3. So that's gonna end up being another 12.
Okay.
But some of them are
So you
a
can,
lot.
yeah, some of them are a lot. So there's bless for 750 as an extra D4.
Oh, they
Temporary
would actually
expertise
be
makes it in
up
as
close to
one
you
of our
because
one of
they
our
would be in
things.
melee range.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And then there's bardic inspirations, tier
So,
1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4.
The two that look as though they
Character
are doubting
inspiration.
things, watching you soak
Character
this fire
disadvantage.
damage,
Character disadvantage.
and
DM
watching the
disadvantage.
melee attacks just kind of deflect off of you. Roll me one more persuasion. Say whatever you want to say. Let's see what happens.
I feel like I'm missing some stuff though. Tier 1, 2, 3, 4 for bardic inspiration, the
That's a
plus.
good thing I gave myself advantage for that.
Character inspiration, character disadvantage. Nope, that's everything. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just laid out weirdly.
All right, so that will be a 23.
Sort by.
Okay.
And I will say, honestly, gentlemen, this is not going to end well for you. We have killed houses before. I really would encourage you to avoid involving everyone else in this. It is best for you if you just walk away now.
One of them turns into a humanoid form and walks away.
When you walk away.
So we're gonna pretend Blue is kind of off the map now. He's still just kind of wandering off into the wild blue yonder. Okay. Are you going to attack or anything of that nature? The ones that are remaining.
Let me see something real fast.
So many weird spell modifying things.
I have thrown down all of the stuff I can to make it very difficult for them to hurt me. Protection from... Brayden, isn't there protection from elements?
Yes.
What level spell is that?
I believe
Oh,
it's
I found it. It's protection from energy.
Yes.
Okay, it is also concentration. I will try one more thing. I will say, I know. What if I could offer you something in exchange for holding back on your grudge, at least for the meantime?
Like what?
And I will pull out my immovable rod.
You see all the fireballs going off. Like anybody who's on watch now definitely sees that there are big fireballs being launched at one person. So you probably
Yeah, I'm gonna start waking everybody up.
Okay.
I will pull out.
I'm gonna start running that direction.
Emmeline. Would you like a head start?
How far off is it? I mean, it's
about like a 20-minute-ish walk. So casual walk.
no, because it'll be wearing off. by the time I
What
get
just
there.
happened?
I'm referring to a.
Hello, everybody.
Oh.
Hi.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Whoa! 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 Hi!
Whoa! Whoa! We've been raided by somebody with a lot of viewers.
Welcome, guys.
We love you, DM Lair. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
I will dimension Doris 500 feet closer.
Excellent.
Maybe a lot of Wilhelm screams.
I will offer the death slogs my immovable rod as payment.
So,
there
me and Emmeline have dimension doored 500 feet. How much farther do we need to go?
500 feet. It's still gonna be a ways. So I'm loving the sound effects. It's gonna be
Wanna do
great.
another one?
So I will put my immovable rod out in front of me and click it so it stays there. And also, you can have this if you are willing to.
Wow, how many?
Sorry.
How many are there?
Oh my god!
You guys are amazing. Woo!
Wow.
You're the DM.
We're at 53 viewers.
I'm
will
gonna
do
turn your
another-
Wilhelm
we're
screens
counting.
down a little bit.
I
Thank
will do
you,
another
everybody.
500. I will do another dimension door to get us another 500 feet.
I can do it too.
Well, we're already 500 feet away, so.
All right.
Well, I can lit.
Oh, wait.
Well, if you want to bring someone
Roll me
with you.
persuasion.
Who did you take?
I took.
Okay.
Well, I can take someone if they would also. So
I know, right?
All right, so we've gone 1,000 feet. How much farther do we
21.
need to go?
I'm gonna say if you did 2 more.
Oh.
Yeah. You have definitely shortened your time frame dramatically, though. So
All right,
let's
I guess
see.
we're gonna.
We've got 4 more slots.
We're gonna keep going.
I told you guys that'd be fine.
Yeah, well, we don't believe you.
What did you roll?
21.
21. 2 of them seem to think that this is an awesome idea. The other 2, maybe not so much. So the 2 are trying to talk the other 2 death slugs
Can I
into...
aid them? And give them advantage on their persuasion rolls?
Sure.
I will just be like, yeah, see, we can be reasonable here. There is no reason for us to act like savages.
So, with that... Congratulations, you only have 1 angry slot at you right now, and it's the one with the fluffy apron.
If it's all right with you, I will use another 2 dimension doors to get us there. Then
Go for it.
I've already done it.
All right. So you guys arrive at the scene where now there is a very diplomatic-looking Janus with a death slod slobbering in his face, very angry with him, and all of the other death slods trying very hard to convince him that trading time for the immovable rod is a great idea. I love everything about this. Thank you
so-
guys again so much.
This isn't all of us, right? This is just the ones that, like,
The ones
jumped
that were able to teleport.
forward. Okay.
I just spent 4 dimension doors.
Well, dear, it does seem like you've got it mostly well in hand.
We're just coming to terms.
So we've got Henry and Emmeline who are here. Who else has gotten here?
I am walking.
You should be running with me.
Emmeline.
Oh, come
Where's
on.
Henry? Sorry, guys. I'm a little technologically impaired, so sometimes it takes me a minute to move crap on the map.
Claudius is like, if I run, I will be tired by the time I get there, and I won't be of any help. So he is walking.
Well,
I'm gonna run.
getting here is
A 20-minute
pain.
walk. Yeah, there's no
So
way.
you're gonna run for 10
will
minutes?
Run.
Yeah, Claudius is walking.
Your animated suit of armor is following.
There's a reason Janice did this so far out.
Yeah, he's walking quickly, but he is not running.
Oh, there we go. You guys are somewhere near to the map now. Henry, Emmeline. Okay, there we go. So you guys are backing up Janice at the moment. There is one slot still up kind of in Janice's face. You have no points? What? Okay.
She spent them.
It's okay, I appreciate your sacrifice, Chipper.
You only have 0 points.
So the other slugs take your rod and walk away.
All right.
So all of them have now kind of just moseyed on off, leaving Big Dog in the middle.
Presumably they deactivate it first, because otherwise it's a...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I'm assuming you handed it to
Oh,
me.
yeah, no,
not
I
activated.
yep.
Yeah, so correct.
Have a good night, gentlemen. Be safe.
And you turn my men against me?
It was surprisingly easy.
Just turns them around, not necessarily against you.
And he is going to cast Cloud Kill.
Counterspell. That's right, I made it! I'm here!
Henry, thank you. I appreciate you coming.
Are we... What are you doing?
I was playing with the death slots.
Oh. And what about this one?
Oh, this one? Wisdom save.
Well, good, because what's coming next is probably going to be far worse.
You rolled a freaking 3!
He's banished. He goes home. I send him home.
Fine. You send him home.
This one is going home now.
Oh,
And I think we're done.
well,
Problem solved.
Nice.
Well done.
well, let's finish our long rest. I have no more spells left.
So, yes, I'm gonna turn around and start walking back to camp.
We're gonna move this.
All right. Well done. Well done.
Alright, we're moving this back over. Pardon. I'm gonna move
Alright,
this
do
back
we finish
to
our long rest?
main map.
So in 10 minutes we run into you guys running. Walking,
yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay,
There we go.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yep, everything's fine.
Going back to bed.
Yes, our assistance was not needed. Just by the
I
appearances.
convinced Big Dog that his friends and I discussed it, and they agreed to leave us alone. And Big Dog would not see reason, so I sent him home.
How was he alive in the first place?
I have no idea.
We put him in a jar. We filled the jar with
Yep.
water. We closed the jar. We buried the jar.
Man.
I don't know,
Remember.
maybe he can breathe water.
He is a
Breathe
frog.
underwater.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Okay.
are
I don't
kind
know.
of froggy.
I didn't consider that.
All I know is
Why didn't we think about
it has
poisoning
been
the
handled.
water? Why didn't we think about poisoning the water?
I was in a hurry.
Okay,
We
yeah.
were in a terrible hurry.
Yes, I'm aware.
As a side note, a lot of people are talking about like a jar.
So
You guys have
This
missed
happens
so much.
a lot. Yeah.
our go-to strategy at the moment when we're dealing with really nasty things has been to shrink them and put them in jars.
Hey, and I started it.
And it's worked.
And so far, it's
worked
worked
pretty
really
well.
well. You just make them small and put them in jars.
If our shenanigans intrigue you, you can check out the YouTube channel and find all of the back episodes
Yes.
of this campaign.
We should have filled the jar.
So this is a fill-in campaign that Danny is running until the next big campaign kicks off. Probably in a couple of weeks. We'll let you guys know what's going on. But go check out the YouTube channel. It's a good place to catch up on all of our shenanigans and get a sense for what our play style is like.
Mayonnaise.
We also have Discord. I write some of the RP that happens away from the table down as short
At the
stories
moment, we
that
have a
happen in the
playthrough
Discord.
of us going through the
We do have
Jungles of Chult.
We do have a full playthrough of the Wizards of the Coast adventure, Tomb of Annihilation. Mayonnaise figures into that adventure. I will leave it up to you to figure out how.
We
Played a
weaponized
pivotal
mayonnaise.
role.
It's
A
incredible.
silence spell.
We thought it did.
Ooh, I like that idea,
That's a really
Tacken.
good idea.
Yeah,
I can, but I don't know how to
like
say your
that,
name.
Pack.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We'll have to keep that in mind.
You can find one, yeah.
Okay, I like this.
Yes.
Keeping that in mind for next time.
Summon one.
You guys are
Yeah.
fabulous, and you're going to
Yeah,
break
the
the brains
the
of the
alchemy
players.
jar is the bane of Keith's existence.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not
No
getting
longer
one.
will we
Yes.
ever
You're not
get
getting
one.
one.
Someone
I
can
have
make
not
one.
introduced one into my campaign.
Yes.
So you guys have completed your long rest.
Yay,
So
my spells are all
happens.
back.
All my spell slots back.
Yay.
So the next day, you all wake. You wake to Cassia attempting to make breakfast.
Oh, sweetie.
She's going to roll for breakfast.
Roll for breakfast.
Oh, it's bad. It's real
Oh.
bad.
I don't think it's supposed to catch on fire, dear.
Oh, I haven't had a lot of practice cooking since I died.
I imagine.
Ugh.
It's cold on flambe. We'll work on it.
Janice is going to come up and taste some of this food.
Oh.
Roll a con save.
You did this.
16.
We'll say that's okay. That's all right. You it's
Set some
terrible.
of
So,
Aside
so
to
as
make it
I
cold.
eat some, I will look over at Elaine and go, This does not taste very good.
Some
There's
foods
is
are
just
better
gonna pour
than
some
others.
tea over
This is
it,
this is very
it'll make it better.
It's like learning how to use weapons. You have to practice, and when you first start out, you're not very good. It's the same with making food. And Cassia is just starting. So we're very nice and kind and supportive
We lie.
because it's a very good first attempt, Cassia.
Thank you.
We will, as your mothers, I'll help you work on that.
I'm reading
She
the
gives
book.
like a little
so-
half smile, and Tools and Oddswan both look at you and just like beam.
I'm reading the book. Kind of.
So
So
she.
if anyone looks, I am reading the book. So
Henry is reading his tome of craziness,
Reading the map. Reading the map.
trying to figure out
Reading the map.
this interesting map.
No.
What happened?
What happened?
Apparently,
Did we
the
lose sound?
YouTube link
Oh.
is not working.
Oh no!
Oh.
Just copy and paste it in their form. That'll probably work.
Dead
Yeah.
souls. There's more than one.
I was a dead person.
So,
Well, yeah.
if anyone would like to correct this terrible,
I'll start helping.
I said to pour tea
yeah,
to help.
I don't know that they're saving that one.
yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to save what's already done. I mean, if you want to try it for yourself, go for it. But
No, it's fine. I just put tea in it.
okay,
I just have some tea.
that works.
Also.
That works. So, there is now tea in the overly flambé breakfast, but it did keep the rest of everything from catching on fire. So,
Perfect.
you at least
No
used your
fire.
tea as an extinguisher.
Tea.
I'm
Also
gonna
a
come
great
look at this book with you.
extinguisher.
Okay. Here.
Cooking lessons I can do.
There are several maps that are overlaid. You've got
Much easier than that.
the transparent paper that is there, that is all arranged in such a way that they fit over one
Fit over
another.
each other.
There are also large passages of information regarding lands that you have not been to yet in the world of madness. So there are places where everything has been more described as very Henry-like, very clockwork, structure from chaos sort of place. There are much what I described the last session as far as like lands where it's mainly almost anthropomorphic animals. There are different places with different species, and this collects a lot of information about all of those different places. So from there, you guys are able to, you can roll if you would like to see how your culinary arts work out. Yeah, roll for breakfast.
Roll for breakfast.
Is that a performance or was that?
So I will gift alacrity myself.
Oh, I'll gift a
I remembered.
I think we did performance. Oh no, we did survival last time.
Okay.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
Awesome.
I lost my survival. There it is. 19.
Okay, yeah. The stuff that Claudius makes for you guys is much better and fills you up, ready to be on your way through the next part of your passage, and does not taste like charcoal, which is a massive improvement over Cassia's attempt. So
Janice, you've got another bless from Chipper.
Yes.
To help with breakfast, she
Player
says.
note: who uses strength aside from myself? Got it.
No.
You are the one strong person. Mazel tov.
I was gonna give the Hill Giant strength potion to somebody else because it doesn't actually help me.
I'll use it. No,
Alright.
I'm not going to use it.
Like,
I mean, I could
Yeah.
maybe.
Our flying potion?
we have 2. And 2 potions of gaseous form. And we have 2 potions of water breathing. And
Give
we
it to a
actually,
Tweedle.
No.
Oh,
No.
actually, I might bring their
No.
strength down. I don't know what they sit at.
Their strength is ridiculous. It's like a 20 already. So
Okay, yeah,
they're-
it won't
Get
help
away.
them either then.
yeah, it's not going to be super useful to
Yeah,
them.
because it only brings it up to 21. So
And now
They make
the
up
other way.
for in strength what they lack in everything else. So
Oh, each of the symbols must equal a corner.
yeah.
It took. Oh, I'm so mad I didn't get that and just till then. I spent
So look
20
at the land
minutes.
bridge.
you guys are currently missing that I made this really bizarre map that
Okay. You want to?
Here.
It is. So it's a map,
Which they can't see.
right? but it's a. So you can't see it, but it's 2 halves of a map, and then
then
it's a whole bunch of
there's,
transparent pieces that go on top of it.
Tracing paper.
I'll take back over.
Wait. I think I want to try that.
This one.
how to keep your players busy.
It has to be.
Give them crap that's super confusing. Okay.
Oh.
Confusing maps.
There is a list. If you just do
What were all the pieces of the key?
items, it'll pop
There
it
was
up.
There was a rapier, a
So,
spade,
plus temporary
a axe, and a
expertise.
sword.
Okay.
Wait, was there with them shovel?
Bardic inspiration is 1
Spade.
spade 4 basically.
Oh, spade.
So
Yes,
increasing
that's
You still have that picture
Six,
of
eight,
the
yeah.
key.
Character inspiration,
Yes, can I see
character
that?
disadvantage,
Yes.
DM inspiration, DM disadvantage. So, and they're all different
I just think
costs.
that's sword.
Okay.
No, that's
then
spade.
it's-
That's the spade.
This
Came from
yes.
there. This one is the sword,
I know.
which came
Really interested in what's
Salt in the
happening there.
wound.
corner.
Sword would be in that corner.
The sword came from there, and the axe came from there. So if we do this right,
Danny's
which we
enjoying this
probably
too
aren't,
much.
I'm enjoying this very, very much. I'm sorry we don't have a top down for you guys.
And by layering it over here, it means nothing to me. So, not that way.
Maybe later.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe.
We'll
find
Keep
out
going.
if you figure it out.
I'm helping Henry with his book.
So you are absorbing a lot of the information that he has also already read. You guys pack up for the morning and continue your journey
But that's
westishward
not how it works.
towards
No, I don't
the
think so.
mountains.
Tried layering it, but
about
I should
halfway
do a
through the
garlic
day.
nice.
I guess everybody just go ahead and roll me a general perception check for the trip.
Okay.
All right,
Hanging
my,
up
my
the
passive perception. I'm gonna go with passive perception of 18
That is just fine.
because
That'll
if
be
I roll
a-
it, it will be
That'll
worse than
one.
that.
That'll be a one for me, Herr DM.
Alf.
8.
8.
Actually, 23, guys.
16.
I never rolled good
Nicely
perception.
done.
Never roll good perception either.
Well done.
Okay. So
I'm busy looking at a map.
So
Yeah,
those
this
of you
is
who rolled above a
distracting.
15 are aware in the distance that there are two figures riding towards you from the direction you have just come. It appears that they are riding questing beasts,
Uh-oh.
which
Sounds like Lost Boys.
is new.
Well, I mean, I've semi-tamed a questing beast.
Where,
I mean, it didn't eat
wherever it may
Didn't
be.
need to, yeah.
So it didn't eat me. So
They are moving very quickly towards you.
Boy.
As they get closer, you continue on by foot. As they get closer, you are able to identify the figures as the strange characters that you met in the Black Tower.
Oh, Scritch and Poser.
Yes. So Scritch and Redclaw are riding towards you as quickly as they
travelers.
can. Pretty much. So, large barbarian wrapped in a bearskin and squirrely little British man with beady eyes in a vest and very posh trousers. As they approach you and get close enough to actually call you out, they do so and make themselves well known as to not be attacked by you.
Wise.
Redclaw gestures to his friend. There are plans that have been made. I believe that my friend would illustrate them best for you as communication and memory for these things is not my strongest quality. Scritch hops off of his questing beast and
And we all get eaten by the questing beast.
Scritch hops off the questing beast and just continues leading it by its reins by foot so that he can keep just normal pace with you. We happen to be on board the pirate ship, as you are quite well aware, when a rift happened under the water. We saw as many creatures came up from the deep, had to battle our way through many of them, but many also decided to bypass us and make landfall. It's the captain's belief that there is a congregation happening before all of the beasts from the under push outward through the cracks in this plane. I see you smiling. It's gonna do me in every time. I'm not gonna be able to look at you when I say that word.
I didn't break this time.
No, it was me. So, with mounting concerns, we formulated a plan. There is an army forming behind us. Part at sea, trying to keep the creatures coming up from the deep at bay. There was an event, a depth charge almost, if you will, in which many of the crew on board the ship that we were on suddenly remembered things that they had lost large chunks of. You know of that?
Yep. Nope, that happened here too.
Did everyone fare well?
Ish.
Ish. Well, those who remembered that they had a life on land before have tried to contact their relatives and any forces that they might have access to, any people that they might be able to get into contact with. The idea is to meet in the mountain. There were supposed to be 6 entrances, and we have plans for those of us who are better archers to take high ground and those who are melee combatants to come in. We also might have in the army that is to follow acquired a good amount of explosive to perhaps trap many of the beasts that are coming up from the under and perhaps funnel them into one area so that our archers and our mages might be able to do as much damage as possible while the melee combatants clean up what's left.
That sounds like a good plan.
Well, we just need to get to the mountain, right? To the goddess. I think that's what we're supposed to do.
Yes. It has become our job to ensure that you are left alone as you do so. So we will be scouting out the area first, as the geographic changes with the quakes have altered what we understand of the landscape. So we'll have to make sure for the accuracy of our information regarding the entrances to the cave. So, yes, that is the intent, to scout ahead and then keep your party, as you are more capable than most in our ranks, keep your party safe so that you might do what is necessary to free the goddess.
I mean, that would be very helpful to not have to
fight an army.
Yes.
We are unsure of what directions these creatures might be coming from, but in every space that has seen a quake, the skies, the seas, there has been an influx of something. So we suspect the same will hold true. They offer any information that they have available from the meeting with the pirates. Is there anything specific you guys would like to ask?
How far away from the mountain right now?
You will probably end up getting there by midday tomorrow, we'll say. So one more night, and then midday tomorrow you would make it into that area.
If I were to send some forces to join you, who are currently occupying the Red Queen's castle, where should they meet you?
That are occupying the Red Queen's castle. At one of the entrances for the cave. We can give them more specific detail once we know for sure where those entrances are. Melbane's been very quiet during this discussion, by the way. Anybody who would like to...
I would probably notice.
Yeah, you would notice.
If you want me to, but...
Now I'll say...
She just stares at him all the time.
You stare at him all the time, so yeah, you notice. Melbane's been very, very quiet.
I'll kind of lean over. Is everything all right?
I have an idea. Famous last words.
I mean, welcome to the party.
Idea.
I believe that there's a possibility that I could perhaps funnel down to one entrance of the cave. I need to meditate to see if this can be done. But with the assistance that you have given me regarding my new hands, I believe that I can go about doing some magics I have not been able to attempt in weeks. which might be powerful enough if the universe allows what I will ask for me to assist in this way.
I think that would be a good thing.
That sounded a lot less like he was imploring the universe and more like he was actually like directing that at a person.
Hey, you! So, he looks to you. This evening, would you mind guarding me as I meditate?
Of course.
Yeah.
Tools.
Huh?
How is that rig coming along?
Let's see. He's having a real off couple of days.
Well, I mean, he's trying to do it while we're moving, so.
Yeah, there's a little bit more order from Chaos, but this does not look like it's going to hold a child. It looks like the bottom's going to fall out again. Maybe not quite as dramatically as it did before, but it's not it's not seaworthy, we shall say.
Okay. Never mind.
Just put him on Cassia's back. This is also Oddswan sized, so.
I mean, we could readjust.
Perhaps. Do you request? Would you like to request that he makes it adjustable? Okay. He's going to continue to try and make it more or less exclusively Oddswan sized.
That's fine.
All right. So you continue forward. Your new company along with you. The questing beasts have come to you tamed, which is really cool. They are magnificent creatures that have, in and of their own right, a lot of really fabulous abilities. Apparently, Scritch inquired some of them from the very eccentric person that gave them their steeds. And if you would like, afterwards, I can give you guys the info on this. I don't have it right here for me. So it seems like these will also come in great handy to any sort of military effort. Yes. You continue on. The rest of the day is relatively uneventful. Towards the end of the day... Yes. Towards the end of the day, getting into evening, before you bed down, you hear a great shaking of earth. And in the distance, you see a gigantic opening form far off in the northern side of the wastes. You're getting high enough as you approach the mountain that you can see a pretty good ways out. And from this, you don't see it as close to you, but it almost seems as though there is this dark shadow spreading from the farthest point. I'm sorry, I forgot the camera was there. Hi! There's this dark shadow that's spreading from the crevice that's formed in both north and south direction. So
that seems like it can only be an omen of good tidings.
Of course.
Somebody else made a deal with the devil.
It
Let
seems
it go.
It does seem to be avoiding the area where the fissure began. So, since it's actually radiating out from not far from where you guys are, the impending doom sort of vibe seems to actually be coming either direction around you instead of towards you, which is nice. They don't seem to be overly concerned about your existence right now. So you are not on their radar at the moment.
That won't last.
Nope.
You are correct,
No,
sir.
certainly not.
So it seems to me, I'm going to just sort of put my thoughts out there. So it seems to me that there are the individual keys, but they're only in one corner of each of those maps.
Mm-hmm.
Are they supposed to lay over the top of each other, maybe?
I tried that.
We
but
tried that, and it doesn't seem to make
Let me see.
sense.
it doesn't seem to look right.
Wait.
From a metagame point of view, Danny's missing a couple of colors, so you know.
So just like
I wouldn't worry too much about the colors.
that's not what we're.
Yeah, no, I just just putting that out there.
Meta. I will say this because I feel like Henry would have noticed, and Danny made those maps in a reasonable hurry. They were bound in a specific order in the book.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Henry, back to Henry.
Good luck, Henry.
Yes.
There's that if you need it.
No.
You go do your smart people thing.
Indeed.
Part of that might have just been I had an uneven, unsteady hand when I made the little symbols. So, it's a thing. So, continuing forward, you see this. You're able to bed down for the night.
Okay.
Let me see. And actually, it's a frighteningly quiet evening.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it when it's silent.
Absolutely. It is dead silent. Anything that would have been sounding in the night, any kind of night animals, anything like that, it is dead quiet tonight. So, watches dividing up?
All of them.
First.
Second, last.
We do have it on YouTube.
I'll do second.
Yes.
Cactus will drop that for you. Hopefully that will work.
Yes. So all of our episodes can be found on YouTube.
Yes. This one is Delirium's domain. We also have a really long campaign before that that's also there. So feel free.
We do also have some odd
What section
stuff.
was this supposed to be in, by the way?
So that was the second page up.
So done and then okay.
Yes.
Jeez. I got it.
The order makes a difference.
Also, feel free to join in the Discord if you would like to.
Mm-hmm.
We'll throw that in
I don't
there
know what
too.
it
There are
means, but I
short
got it.
stories that go along with our RP that happens away from the table in case it's going to be too long. Have a good night.
Good night.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate it.
Here.
Have a lovely sleep. So, yes.
Well, hang on, he's gonna put it in there. So
I did it upside down? No, I didn't.
As they say in Ukraine, sleep dry.
Okay.
Suchenki.
All right.
All right.
Might not.
So, watches.
First, yeah.
I'll
So
take
first,
second again.
So, just same order?
Yeah, probably.
All right. So, our watches.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, they're not gonna fit because it's Tracy
First
Beaker and
watches,
Tracy
the
Beaker.
Tweedles will also roll. Ooh, the Tweedles got a nat 20. That makes me happy.
But because I rolled it, I
This
can
is the
do
order
pass
that-
it.
Oh dear.
12.
12.
That's the order.
My passive is 18. I don't know if you want to let me have that or not.
You rolled it, so I'm
Yeah,
going to stick with
because
the
I
roll.
rolled it.
Xerxes, would you like to roll for yours?
Yes. 20.
20?
Nat 20.
Awesome. Sweet. So you and the Tweedles both got nat 20s because apparently you do things together. D looks over.
I see the things. The shadow things over there. You see him.
I do see
Very
them,
excitedly.
Indeed.
Dumb kind of. They are far enough away that you do not need to be immediately concerned, and they are
Okay.
making a slow move towards the mountain and not you.
Okay.
But there is a blanket of darkness that is crawling its way towards the mountain.
Okay.
Gideon's here.
Great.
You manage to go through your watch. Other than that, you don't really notice much. Second watch, Claudius and the kids. Oh, that's much better than their last roll.
19.
Ah, Cassia got a 19 as well. You guys see the same types of things. You do see that some of the blotches of darkness have made it farther ahead than you have, and will probably beat you to the mountain. And then the last one, Henry, Elaine, and Melbane.
I haven't seen it that much, but
Oh, no, where Janice went. Oh yeah, he does all of them. Sorry,
Yeah.
I have not been having you roll. So go ahead and roll if you would like.
18.
Okay.
oh, last watch, right?
Yes.
16.
Very good. You guys see more of the same. You become aware that there have been a couple of splotches of that movement
Okay.
that have made it into the lower areas of the mountains.
Okay.
Upon waking, you are able to do the breakfast thing, whatever you want. If you would like to roll it to see, if
I will help to teach Cassia.
okay, so you're teaching Cassia to cook.
Did you put it
Let's see how that goes.
Can I teach
gonna
them
roll
all to brew tea?
up?
Sure.
That's gonna be
And then the last bit.
plus survival is plus 5, so that's only like 14.
What should I roll for it? What would you like me to roll?
Roll for tea.
Roll for tea.
Yeah, let's go
the
ahead with
tea?
like survival. Yeah,
I don't know what
survival?
it means, but
Okay.
foodie things.
I couldn't do could I do performance instead?
Sure.
Okay.
That consistent.
We'll say like Asian tea ceremony, right? Like that's a
Right.
performance.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Why
22.
not? It's tea. 22.
22.
Okay, so she's meh with the cooking side of things. Like it's far more successful than the day before. So when you look at it comparatively, you're making a lot of progress with these kids. Miser every now and then will pitch in the background, and be like, "No, he said to do it this way," and you can kind of see that you feel that she tries to remain calm in spite of the pestering. And you actually have great success teaching them to brew tea.
Perfect.
So you do quite well with that. They are now vaguely expert in
brewing
tea
tea.
brewing.
Great.
So you are passing your trade off to others. Well,
Excellent.
your art, rather. You have a different trade. So during that last watch, Melbane is seated, and you can see his eyes sort of like roll back in his head, and it's almost as though he kind of goes into a REM state. Like you can see him examining different things. Occasionally he'll nod his head down. Sometimes he'll kind of cock it to one side. So this goes on for a while, and at some point he is able to open his eyes. I've tried to ask for more, but I believe that the answer will be no. I do, however, think that I have one large ask that can be granted. I have to stop looking at your face. Steve
We're
just
just gonna
like,
put a screen up.
We'll go old school. We'll give you a full body screen.
Oh, yeah.
body DMs.
Yeah.
Gygax this.
Yeah, we'll just go full Gygax.
Never go full Gygax.
You see him settle back. His eyes roll back in his head again. His hands come upward, and he begins to like draw different patterns and symbols in the air with his fingers. And as he does this, like the first couple of minutes, nothing seems to really be taking. And then as he goes farther, you start seeing like actual shapes being drawn in the air, almost as though they are fluctuations in light. Like, you know, the heat off pavement, how it ripples the light, and you have different patterns there. You can begin to see these ripples following his fingers, and his face shifts as though it's looking in several different directions at the same time, and you hear the ground tremble beneath you. Behind you, where you can still very clearly see the mountains getting closer as you've been progressing towards them. You feel this collapse almost from within that echoes outward, and you see the shape of the mountain shift. There's relatively little damage given how much geological motion there just was, but the mountain has now shifted to be any other openings that you had ready access to be able to see have been closed off now, leaving one area behind that is an entry.
Bottleneck.
He looks exhausted and kind of shakes himself off and stands. I am spent, but I believe that will be useful.
I think you're right, and I think you should rest now.
I think I will. Overnight, apparently, Tools got much better at this. I guess this is the first time he's attempted this while sitting down instead of while in motion. There is finally a harness that is about, like, Cassia size in the fittings, but it's Odd Swan size. I mean, Odd Swan's not a tiny child, but he's still a child. There is an Odd Swan-sized harness stirrups.
Something else that may be important, and just as a reminder, since it was something we did in one of our asides, the boys are supposed to be reporting every night to Battle Pan. So he should also be aware of where we're heading.
Yes.
Okay.
You also have received word, I will go ahead and say, from the pixie that they use most. You have received word from her that he is planning to also mount a defense and send some of the Lost Boys to meet the forces on the outside.
Okay.
I don't know how Claudius would feel about this, but it's a thing that he's doing. The Tweedles, having spoken with Redclaw, who seems to definitely be part, like, he seems to really get along with the Tweedles quite well. Big, I don't want to call them thuggy, but because they're definitely not. Yeah. Boisterous, yes, yeah. Large characters. The Tweedles have suddenly reminded themselves that they are from these parts. And look to all of you.
Mayendom, we've had an idea. Now, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but
We don't either.
seeing as you know, well, we had that strategic alignment error before, but perhaps since Dee and Dom have managed to.
You see Dom kind of like nudge him.
Oh, Dom says, course correct. We could perhaps persuade the other Tweedles to come and help with the fight.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
I think
She
I would enjoy
thinks it's a
persuading
brilliant
some
idea.
Tweedles.
What?
I think I would enjoy persuading some Tweedles.
Do you want to come with and join the Tweedles?
No, just
In
yeah,
general.
In general.
It's probably for the best, because you're real small and we're real big, and if somebody doesn't know to look for you, they might accidentally step on you, and then I'd cry a little, and I don't like crying. It's a problem.
They would also cry.
he kind of.
I don't know what that means, but alright. They would feel bad. They would feel very bad.
Yes, they would feel very bad.
We will part ways at the foothills and go around.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just concerned for a moment. We will go around and we will be wrangling Tweedles.
Enjoy your wrangling.
Wrangling Tweedles, wrangling Tweedles.
Yes!
Tweedle wrangling Tweedles.
He looks incredibly concerned all of a sudden. Like, he agreed to it before he had actually tried to process what you had just said, and it's... Dum just kind of grabs his arm and drags him forward.
Dum, watch your toes, dears.
D looks down and wiggles his toes. Ha! Ha!
Be safe.
Do take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
We will be careful, Tweedles?
Yes.
It is an adjective.
Carefully
And
wrangling
thus-
Tweedles. Carefully wrangling Tweedles.
His eyes just get as big as dinner plates. It's like, whoa.
Well,
Don't consent.
it's fine.
So the Tweedles embark around to... Oh, I think he's going to be crying. He's so sad.
The Tweedle.
It's okay. They'll be back.
They're not dead
Maybe,
yet.
You know,
They
as long as
canonically
don't
have to
die.
survive. Alice in Wonderland.
I mean, that could have
Is
happened past, present, and future.
Don't ruin this, Stephen.
So yeah, the Tweedles disembark to go find their Tweedle brethren, sisterin, whateverin,
Tweedle.
Tweedle.
Tweedlin,
Tweedlins.
and you continue towards
Tweedlekin.
the
Yes.
mountains.
Give alacrity.
Fabulous.
This
so
is it. This is it.
so excited about life. You approach the caves.
Really
You-
hope we don't need that map to make this work.
I've got it.
We have the
I
map.
have the map.
Yeah, we just don't know how to read it.
I do.
May I? Or do you not want me to?
It's in a specific order. It's taken me a while to
That's
get in
totally fine.
correctly. So.
It was in the right order at first.
So as
Questioning
you
me?
Yes, I am
Always.
questioning you.
forever.
I question everyone.
As you head towards the caves, I would like everyone to make me a wisdom save.
Oh, I have advantage on that.
I'm gonna remember this time.
What?
My stupid Indomitable that I haven't used yet this game. Oh.
This is gonna be a high
What's the
one,
bonus we
right?
get?
So
from
this
you?
is a save, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna need a high
unnatural
roll.
20.
Unnatural 20, nice.
I'm going to use a
Wisdom
luck point.
save.
What's the bonus we get from being near you now?
Alright.
Plus 4.
Yes.
14 plus 2.
22.
22.
plus-
Wait, I get the plus 4 too.
Yeah,
That
unnatural 20.
14.
And there's both of my Indomitables for the day.
31.
Yay! What even?
Nice.
That's
26
fabulous.
for me.
Very nice, very nice. So we have some people that are doing real hot and some people that are not. So you who rolled who? What was that?
Nothing, sorry.
So you who rolled above an 18. This is not the worst. You are going to be fine through this. Those of you who rolled below this, you feel a fear in the pit of your stomach that starts turning you, and you are going to have disadvantages.
As soon as I feel it start to take effect, I am going to use an action and use my stillness of mind ability, which allows me to end one effect that causes me to be charmed or frightened.
Fabulous. Okay.
Plus 4.
Yeah, so that's
Also, from Elaine, provided you're within 10 feet, you cannot be frightened.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, 'cause, like, you just smashed that
Well,
Well,
that's an
that's-
aura for everyone.
Oh,
Anyone with
I'm
a
assuming that this. Yeah, sorry, I should have.
This is like SARS thing that he used to do for everybody.
I will let you guys tell me how close you are to Elaine. Like, I don't.
You do have to be within 10 feet.
I mean,
A 10-foot radius or like.
Yes, 10-foot
Yeah.
radius.
Oh, okay. Then actually, that's pretty possible. So, yeah, if you would like to, I will.
Who did anybody else roll other than Keith roll under 18?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, so it doesn't matter anyway. So you guys, but somebody did. And actually, she'd probably be a little bit farther back because she'd have been behind you guys. So your suit of armor behind you begins to. You feel this fear that doesn't seem to impact you, but you feel it from your attunement that becomes paralyzing, and you hear this behind you, this clinking as Cassia stops in her tracks, and you see all of the flashes from all of the children, this familiar feeling of marching towards their death and what it felt like in those moments prior to.
You don't have to come further if you don't want to. I will not make you. You'll be missed.
Oddswan, who rolled a nat 20, looks at the armor. Cassia? Yes? I need to go with Claudius. You see these memories of her with her younger brother and feel this driving sense of responsibility. And Cassia speaks to the others in the armor. I need to do this for my brother. Can you come with me? And they don't speak, but you feel this affirmative push, but each step is like a forced push forward.
Okay, remind me, you said this armor is teenage size?
Yeah.
I'm going to have them hop on my back.
Okay.
And
So
we're going to then hurry to catch up.
So there's a minotaur running towards you with a suit of armor that's
Sure, yeah.
piggybacked. Just checks out. This seems par for the course for you guys. So you're.
I can't carry the ring,
This one does.
but I can carry you. that's what I was losing it on. Sorry.
Roger. Fabulous. So yes, your gaggle continues forward. Scritch and Redclaw begin to survey the area and better their plans. As he approaches closer, within about 50 feet of the entrance of the cave, you see Melbane and jump back.
What?
There's something here. He reaches out.
Yes, it's a mountain.
It doesn't affect his hands, but once it gets to his actual body, like about up to where you guys replaced his arm, you see this like searing happening to his skin as he reaches through and he just pulls it back. Ah! I've been blocked out.
Firewall.
Yep. It's a Melbane-shaped firewall.
He did not
Janice,
have the
is this
correct
something we
packet
can dispel?
information.
Melbane, do you think that this is the workings of the goddess, or...
If it was the goddess, it was with the help of Burgess.
Who?
Oh.
None.
Has he not
No.
ever told you
No.
his name?
No.
Names have power.
Oh.
Oh,
The man in your dreams with the salt and pepper hair?
That's a stupid name.
Well, he is a stupid man.
I can't argue that.
Stupid-ish. Stupid adjacent?
He's mad and powerful, but perhaps
No
not the
sense.
brightest. Though he's gotten an alarming foothold for someone without intellect.
If Melbane is not capable of dispelling this, then I probably am not either.
No, we just leave him here to help with the...
I might be useful to the troops for mass effects.
I'm going to reach into the bag of holding and pull out one of the cones
Ah,
and hand it to him. You can use this to get in contact without having to use magic-y things with the Lost Boys. If you could keep them safe, I would be forever grateful.
Okay, we haven't explored all the options of getting him through the wall.
How badly
she's like,
do
bring
you
my
want-
boyfriend.
How badly do you want him through the wall?
I would rather have you with us.
He looks at you meaningfully.
It's not that we don't want
On
you.
a scale of 1 to 6, how meaningful would it be to have him with you?
Man, level spell.
Because I might be able to pull it off, but it depends how badly you want it.
And get him through.
Can you?
That's gonna be such a bad idea.
I don't think you can.
I would be open to discussing plans, but I feel as though, in case we're not able to do this, perhaps we should definitely discuss it first before you blow spell slots. I might be able to meditate
it's just
and
an ability,
see
my
if
friend.
it works. Oh?
What?
What is this ability?
Well, once we get past the wall, I'll swap places with him.
I mean, you can try.
Don't know if it'll work, but...
Or, you know, he just loses his skin.
Well, it doesn't cost a spell, so...
You can try.
Janice?
No, that's a better idea first.
Oh.
I don't know if my
His
idea will
is
work.
talking to Dream.
Ah.
I can only do that once.
Also, it may not work.
So...
Do we need him?
I would like to have him with us.
He'll
He
be
has
safer
proved
out
useful.
here.
Yeah, that would be true.
Actually, if we fail, I don't think anyone will be safe anywhere.
That's
You are correct. That is an accurate statement,
Yes.
friend.
So here is just as good as anywhere else, I suppose.
He will be more immediately safe out here.
Do I know where the wall is? That
Yes.
Stops him?
Yeah, you would have seen, because he went about it really slowly as he put his hand in.
Yeah. I will scooch a line in the dirt with my foot. I will go back.
I'm just kind of going to be
30
standing
paces.
by with healing ready. In case this
Actually,
doesn't work.
let me do that.
Healing?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got 50
No,
points. That,
I'll go
Let
about
me have
30,
another,
maybe
have another trick.
20 feet back from the wall.
Okay.
And I will do my thing where I create a spectral clockwork hand in front of him.
Okay. So,
Me and him swap places.
okay. So you are now effectively Melbane. This is a strange body. It feels very powerful.
Wait, are they swapping bodies?
No,
Is that-
they swap
No,
places.
Oh, swap places.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Whoa.
That would be cool, though.
I was,
Yeah, we
I was
swap
like, I
places.
don't remember this power, but okay, you say you have it, I trust you.
I trust you.
I've saved several people with this
Yeah.
ability.
I do remember this. The
Yeah.
swap.
So when they
Now I'm with you.
swap,
Mhm.
what happens
Does
to
he
Melbane?
start to melt?
So, yes.
I got this. I got this. I will reach out. This is the first time I get to do this. I will reach out and heal him with Cure Wounds, and I will use my ability Spellbreaker. When healing, I can end one spell affecting the creature.
Sweet.
So
okay.
I will just. Nope. He's good. I end it.
Okay.
I don't
So-
cancel the spell, but
Yes,
I can
but
end
you
the effect.
end what's
on it.
happening to him right now. Okay, cool. So yeah, you like he backs out of the area and he is good.
Nice.
He was like concerned for a moment. It was painful for that long, and then poof.
Ah, we're the specialists.
That was well done.
Never used that ability till now.
I'm gonna give you both
was never
inspiration
useful.
for that. I don't have my tokens with me, so just do
Thank
that.
you both.
Why are you thanking us?
I wanted him to come with us. I didn't have the ability to make him do so.
Without melting.
Janice goes up and gives you a hug.
I hug him back. And I've just got this massive grin on my face, like, yes, I freaking did it.
All right.
So-
shall we go through?
Is this making Melvane uncomfortable?
It
The
should.
hugging?
I mean,
I will also
If he's
hug him.
remembering
If he's
the,
standing there and he looks at all uncomfortable, I will just also hug him.
He wraps his arms around you very awkwardly.
Yes, like that. That is how you're supposed to do it.
So not the human hula hoop.
Right.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, forget what you just heard. He doesn't actually cast
Is that,
anything.
was that
All
magic?
emotion.
No, that's Claw's trick. was that
Melvin
magic?
has one chance to do something before Janice starts explaining.
Was that magic?
Yes, and you now have no desire to bring that up ever again.
You're really bad at the magic. We need to fix your hands.
I entered into the dreams of both Elaine and Melbane a few days ago.
There was a
and-
misunderstanding.
Yeah,
We'll just
yes, there was a
say that.
misunderstanding on what how a hug works. It's a long story.
Like how we explain to children how other children.
I have never been a child.
Neither have I.
Nope, my desire is now gone.
Can we go now?
Please.
All right. And away we go.
Going in towards the mountain.
Is this one of those special hugs?
So you end that effect on him. For how long does that last?
It ends the effect, so that would depend on the nature of the spell. And
If it
how you decide
renews,
it works.
yeah.
Like if it's something that'll keep coming back and hitting him, or if it's something that now that we're past it, it would like continuously affect him and I end it, so as far as the spell's concerned. Basically, how smart is this spell? Is this spell smart enough to reapply itself, or is this spell like, nope, I did my thing?
Okay. That was what I needed to know. I'm sorry, Elaine. So
I'm sorry, Melvin.
Just as long as he doesn't die.
This might kill him.
he tries to follow along with the group, and the same thing happens again.
He starts melting.
Yep. It's melting Melbane. And
Yeah, I've got nothing.
he backs back out of it.
Well,
Um,
And I'll
Scale of
Heal.
1 to 6.
don't
Scale
waste your
of 1
spells
to
with me.
6. He doesn't know what I'm doing.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
listen to him. Melbane hasn't seen this.
That's true.
Never
'cause
mind.
It didn't work on him.
I will say in front of him though, we can go ask our friend for aid and see if our friend can aid Melbane in getting through.
I'm not sure that's something that he can do.
Plus, I think we need all this.
Well, if
money we
he
can
can't
get.
do it, then no one can.
I know.
But we only get to talk to him once, so is this worth it?
I think you should just save your spells. Because we're about to go fight a man who's puppeting a goddess. So.
6, but let's not.
All right, I'm casting it.
No!
At 6.
No!
You said 6!
But I
said
immediately said
6.
days.
So everything mists over, and we intrude upon Dream, whatever he's doing.
All of us,
All
except
the
for
whole party.
Melanie.
The whole party, okay.
Oh, whoa!
You okay? What?
He scared himself.
Oh no, this is a reaction to...
Oh, sorry.
Because Claudius hasn't seen this before either.
Oh,
Are
gotcha.
you sure
Neither
that wasn't
has-
just a reaction to your phone buzzer?
Yes, Natalie.
So you see, you see Dream in the area that you all round-tabled at before this whole thing started. He is sitting at the table with a pale-faced, dark-haired woman who is in a black tank top and ripped jeans, and an old man in robes.
Oh.
Okay. wait, like an old, like how old?
Decently old, like not ancient, but he's kind of older. He wears glasses. He doesn't have a book chained to his arm.
Okay. Okay, I feel less bad about intruding
Chained
then.
to his arm?
Destiny.
Their eldest brother, Destiny.
You hear him discussing something and addressing him as Lucian.
Okay.
And Lucian is taking a lot of notes and making some recommendations and looks up. Oh, yes, good sir. Hello.
Hello.
Dream by this point has caught notice of you, and Death kind of sits back and crosses her legs like, "Hey, hon, how you doing?"
Have I met Death before?
You saw her nod her head at you at some point in the picture frame, but that was your entire experience with Death.
Well,
Glad to hear it. Oh, you're there too.
Yeah.
Oh, she looks over at you.
All
I
of
forget
us are
that like
here.
all
We're
of
all
us are. She looks over and sees you. Oh, see, I told you you'd see me.
Sooner than I'd anticipated.
Yes, but not as soon as I was worried about. And not before, well, okay, not
Yep,
in the way
Still haven't figured that out yet.
Fair enough.
Ask.
Dream turns to you. I see you brought your friends.
yes. We need your aid.
I mean,
Because that's the only time we come.
we are those
How are you
friends.
doing? How are you
I
doing?
expected as much.
Elaine?
Well, Melbane would be a powerful ally to have with us. He's currently blocked by some sort of wall that seems to be melting his skin whenever he puts his arm through,
Or his body.
or his body.
Since his arms aren't his.
We're wondering if you could help us fix that.
She doesn't want her boyfriend to stay behind.
He's not necessarily.
She doesn't want her boyfriend to stay behind.
Dream kind of, Death looks over at you. I get it.
Do you?
I mean, when you're fond of somebody, you want to stick around, right? And she looks over and...
What happened?
Okay, dude. Okay, Thanos.
Oh dear goodness.
Wrong company. But yeah, same idea.
Dream's eyes fog over, and you see him go into his own sort of meditative state. The raven that is perched on his shoulder is almost observing things on his behalf out loud to you. And you hear a couple of different, no, that's not right. No.
Never mind.
Not that either.
Never mind.
Doesn't work that way. No.
More to the left.
And he fades back in.
More careful.
The problem is that he has extracted Melbane from delirium. This is not a simple magical enchantment. He is
Wait, that's a big problem.
effectively, while he exists,
He's taken over her opposite.
while he, Burgess, exists, he cannot get near to her.
I guess we'll just have to make him unexist.
So essentially, there's a force field and Delirium's at the center, and Melvin
Correct.
can't get through because he is order.
If you would care to consider it a bubble of allergy to oneself. he tries to explain it, and it's just like,
Is this something that Delirium herself has created, or is this the work of Burgess?
this
Sounds like a side effect to me.
Side effects may include but not limited
Allergy to oneself.
yes,
burning of the skin.
this was done with the encouragement of Burgess. It had to have been her doing, but with the encouragement of Burgess.
Right.
I feel as though she is misunderstanding who Burgess is.
Probably.
Upon examination, I get the distinct impression, as you've allowed me to get closer to her than I have in some time, that she is not seeing the same entity that you are when she looks to him.
Could it be that
Is
she's
she
seen
delirious?
Melvin?
Ha! What
Could
was
it
that?
be that she thinks that she's seeing Melvin?
I don't think that it's him that she thinks he's seeing.
Is this a deception of Burgess, or is this a deception of herself? Of her own doing?
Burgess. This is certainly something that he instigated. She might have carried it forward, but it was something that he had to have instigated.
Well,
You see Death sitting over in the chair doing this. Okay. You're an idiot, as she points at Death.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Death points at
too
herself.
many D names. She points at Dream. You're an idiot. And your analogies are terrible.
I'm now going to look at her for a better analogy.
She does not realize that you expect an analogy, so she's just going to put forth the brother that left. She thinks he's the brother that left. That's the only thing that makes sense.
The redhead from the picture. Because we're in that room, right?
Yeah, we're in that room.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Yeah.
redhead from the picture.
See? This. I like this one. I like this one a lot. She just kind of sits back.
Well, in that case, if either of you, now that you have an idea, a better
So
idea
do you
perhaps
have
of
a
what is going on,
God
any
for a
aid you could lend us at
girlfriend
this
now,
time, I should
Not
be
yet.
able to
Yeah.
open a door.
I, unlike my brother, do not interfere where my interference is not already required. This is what gets you in trouble. And she looks at him very, very rudely. Dream kind of keeps a much more demure attitude and looks down. He did start it.
No, it was him.
We will have to fill you in on all of this later.
So she sits back. I can't manipulate life and death. I exist. I usher. That's my thing.
Do you have friends who can?
I mean, you guys.
Great. Do you have other friends that aren't in this room?
I make friends for very short periods of time. And
They
then I
don't
don't
last
see them
very
again for the
long.
most part, usually. So, not
seem to
just a
last
large
very
quantity
long.
at the ready waiting.
Well, if you have any and you'd like to send them to hell.
He's at hell.
Too, I was like, wow, that got weird.
Also not wrong.
She
They're
thinks
friends.
about it. I will see what I can do, but probably until you actually manage to get my sister back in her right mind, which is always a little bit questionable to begin with. But her mind, we'll say that. Her mind, when you get that back, then I will have better access to be able to assist. Dream thinks. I believe that I can be of assistance. He kind of taps his own head and pulls out this like wisp and forms it into
Oh yes, memories. This is exactly what we needed now.
a marble. Do you actually say that out loud?
No.
Okay. Like, this is not a pensive, buddy. He forms it into a bead, and out of seemingly nowhere, a chain forms around it. Do you remember the thing that I sent to help you the first time?
Mm-hmm.
This is an orb of nightmare.
Delightful.
You will be able to use this, and hopefully it will be effective. I can send other interesting things to perhaps help with the outside forces. But I fear that I might not be able to get very close to my sister. So I can send aid. This is probably the best that I can do for you inside the mountain. And he hands you
I will
that.
take the Orb of Nightmare.
As for the rest, once he has been dealt with adequately, whether that be weakened to the point that we actually have access, whether that be you reviving my sister to the point that she has a better grip on reality, if you will, then we have a plan for what to do. And perhaps some assistance in a different form. And Lucian kind of pushes his glasses up.
Yes, I think that you'll be quite happy with the results, as long as we can actually access him.
Is there anything else that we can offer as far as encouragement? Good luck.
Do you need a pep talk?
Death looks over and kind of like winks at Claudius. It's like, I feel like they'll be good. I think they'll do just fine. They're pretty brave.
We have to.
She looks over because Cassie and Tools are still with you too. So she looks over at Tools and is like, you remember what Claudius said? Tools just has these gigantic eyes and is frozen. He just does not respond at all.
Second verse, same as the first.
Yep. He is a teenage boy and is super awkward.
Okay.
Death comes over and pinches your cheek. He's like, come back now, you hear? All right. So, you are back.
And no time has passed.
Well, that was enlightening, Melbane says. Who exactly were those people? Well, Dream I've met, but the rest of those people?
Wait, how did Melbane see what was going on?
Melbane wasn't near.
Oh, was he? Oh,
No,
that's right. 'Cause
Melbane
you guys
can't
were.
come to
I'm sorry. In my brain, it was just the whole clump of you.
Nah,
Were you literally flirting with death?
I would like to point out that I have never made a comment about you and a certain aspect of godhood.
Melvin?
Sure, I retract
We all
my
know, we
statement.
just don't say it.
He doesn't care. He said it.
So I will
Also,
look at
to be
Melbane,
fair,
who,
it
as far
felt
as he
more
knows,
like
not yet.
Death was
Unless
flirting
his
with
Time has
godly
not
senses have
passed.
gone off, yeah.
Fair, yeah.
That's not
I feel like I was
Unfortunately,
flirting on both ends.
our
maybe.
friends will not be able to provide you assistance to get through this barrier. This is the work of Delirium herself. How did he put it? You're allergic to yourself?
As much as I hate to admit it, that does make sense. She's pushing away the ability to construct order from chaos.
So, Dream did say he would send help to
Help.
other places, but he can't fix this.
Any assistance that can be given will be accepted with gratitude. He looks at you.
We'll give you a minute, and I'm just gonna shepherd everyone else.
He takes your hand.
You met your dad, right?
Yeah.
Maybe? Preferable? Wait.
Words. Words are hard.
Well, they met, like, he would have
How
known.
how awkward would it
James.
be if like you discovered that like your old friend, you're now dating his daughter
Yeah.
without realizing it?
Yeah.
That'd be a strange conversation to have.
Anyway.
He takes your hand. My dear, be very careful.
Dear.
And take very good care of yourself and of your friends. They're good people. Good night, Penguin Butt. I just really love that I got to say that. Thank you for hanging out with us,
Your username is awesome.
Penguin Butt. I have a new favorite username. Penguin Butt, best butt. Yes, agreed. My dear, I will do my very best to keep everything out here working in our favor in the way that
I don't have my
we would
cover button.
wish it to end. And with any luck, perhaps after this, we'll have a chance to have some conversations that don't necessarily involve planning for death, destruction, or avoiding any of the above. He kisses your hand and then pulls you in and kisses your cheek.
I'm going to pull him in and actually kiss him.
It's like
There's
the-
my
the-
wife.
do you go like full on dip?
No.
Okay.
That's too bad.
No, I would not dip him. But I would definitely kiss him.
Very disappointing.
His eyes get really big for a second, and he, like, for just a moment, looks concerned at what everyone else will think, and then just goes for it. It's a very satisfying kiss.
Good. Because, you know, there's a slight chance and we'll never see each other again. So.
Yes, exactly. Gotta make sure it counts, right? So it counted. Moving forward, you enter a space that is clearly cavernous because you're going into a cave. That is abundantly
Very
obvious.
well said.
I am eloquent, what can I say?
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
In all the times I met Burgess,
Mm-hmm.
does it seem like he would belong in this land?
In
He is
this part of the land or in this land
Is he
period?
mad?
Can he
He is-
banish him?
Absolutely mad.
Okay,
Raving
so yeah,
mad.
second question. Can he be banished, or is this his native plane? Because I have a lot of things that work on things that don't belong, but I think he belongs.
He has taken this as his native plane. So
He has made himself belong.
And he is definitely mad.
he is so mad. Like, that is how he has been able to do this.
Greater restoration.
He was sentenced to eternal waking.
Greater
He is
restoration in the
mad
death.
as a hatter. Okay, madder than
Yes.
a hatter.
So as we start to go in, I'm going to stop and say, before we go any further,
Yes.
I am not comfortable killing Burgess.
Oh, but the disintegrate.
Why?
But
Because Burgess belongs here.
I don't know that he deserved his fate.
are we questioning
Anything-
a god now?
Anything that has caused this much death and destruction and chaos where it did not belong doesn't belong.
This needs to stop, but he belongs in this place. He is
We can bury him here when he
one
dies.
of us.
I like that idea.
Why? Okay. I respect you. So I respect your opinions. Why do you have a problem killing somebody who has killed so many and caused so many problems?
Just get someone else to do it.
People don't come
That's
here.
why we're here!
People don't come here to this place. They don't belong here unless they are broken. And this place is supposed to be a place where they can come and be themselves without harming others around them. So my concern is, if we kill him because of his madness, how many other people here will be killed because of their madness? What he has done has to stop, and we need to make sure that this does not happen again. But I only let people in here so that they can have a chance to maybe get better. And it would feel wrong to remove him from this place when this is all caused by his own madness and grief.
Crap got deep, man.
Those are very valid points. However, what if we say that we do everything we can to stop him without killing him, but if it comes to it, and that's the only thing that we can do, that's what we do. We will take every other road.
Guess I'll be running interference. Checking all
Yep.
That was
my
Claudia's
killing
funny.
spells.
Cross that bridge when we get there. But I think our best plan is to convince Delirium to no longer listen to Burgess and to,
That Burgess is not destruction.
to show her who he really is.
Alright, I can get behind that plan. Just know that if it comes to it, and we have an opening, and there's no other way, I think we should kill him.
Pew pew.
If we could just do what we did with the dragon. Giant dragon.
Oh.
Oh, we might be fighting him. So.
Claudius, you hear Miser in the back. Are we gonna let the bad man go?
Delicious.
At this point, we can all hear them now, right? Because they're in armor? Or can we not because of the attunement thing?
It depends on whether they speak out loud.
I think you would have actually said that out loud.
So I'm just going. I'm just replying mentally, and I'm saying no.
So then we're all just staring at you for a response.
I'm just gonna start walking.
Beware the saint.
God dang it!
And we go ahead.
Saint Claudius. So, moving forward, you see ahead of you after a ways, it's pitch black for a while. You see after a ways a large opening that has the compass that you are familiar with, maybe visible on the map. It doesn't look like it's showing up on yours.
The bottom half is cut
Yeah,
off.
it might be
Adjust
cut
as
off. It's
necessary.
fine.
But we know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I thought you would cut it off on purpose since that's where we were.
I did not mean to. No.
Okay.
So there is this opening that is a grand cavern with a raised version of this compass. I need my reference material. A raised version of this in stone under your feet. Ahead of you, there is a minecart on a track.
No.
And
It's very cartoonish.
yes. I mean, we got real dark, so we had to bounce back for a second. I'm not going to promise it's not going to continue to be real dark, but I had to throw in some. This is a weird place, okay?
That's fair.
So is there just the one track?
There's one cart.
Okay.
There is a switch in the middle that seems to allow you to shift tracks as you desire
Okay.
when there are multiple tracks. From this platform, there are 3 tracks available. And this is conveniently large enough for your party to fit in it.
Yes.
Because
Large cards.
yes,
Okay.
Large
because
vine cart.
lot
It is
uses
bigger on the inside.
it's just gonna make it a lot easier for me. Not
That's
gonna lie.
completely fair.
Very large cart.
Okay.
What directions are the tracks going in?
There is one, so we will assume that the scarab thing is north, right?
Yes.
So there is one to the north,
Okay.
there is one to the northwest, and there is one to the west.
How about the middle?
There's also a button on the lever.
northwest?
I should also say that.
Oh, a button on the lever.
Yes, there's a button on the lever. You asked a question, sorry.
Northwest, and west.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess we pick one.
I
guess we're going on a
I'm going
fun ride.
to well cast clairvoyance.
Okay.
Nice.
Remind me how that works.
Sorry.
Is scry on delirium?
I would not count on that.
I
None of us
haven't.
have
I have scrying.
2 of us have scry, actually.
I don't have scry.
I have scrying. I used it last session.
My stinking
That's
divination wizard didn't.
Um,
Dumbest thing, divination wizards get like no divination spells.
Okay, Claudius.
Unless you take the ritual caster.
Right, yeah, you can pull it from elsewhere, but or you could multi-class into bard and pull it that way, or whatever, or cleric. But it's just, I would feel like a regular divination wizard should get
scrying.
divination,
yeah, I have
but
scrying.
that's not on their spell list.
I mean, I don't even know if that's possible, but because we don't really have a clear idea of where we're going, right?
Not yet.
Follow the path.
Find the path.
Find the path.
Yes, but we've got 3 ahead of us.
Well, no, it's a spell.
Tells us exactly where.
Oh,
to
it's
go.
a spell.
But I can't
I
cast
didn't know
it
that
because
either,
I
it's
cast
fine.
planar outline.
What? Can't you
That's fine.
cast?
Find the path.
Oh.
But you
I
did just give
wasn't gonna-
advantage to your armies, so, you know, that's fine.
Elaine is going to come and talk to you about that at some point.
What you got?
I don't know if I have anything.
That's okay too.
What are you looking for?
Well, I thought clairvoyance was, but it's just like a sensor.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, it
So-
could move ahead of
I have
us.
something.
Yeah, you can use it to scout.
I can probably still do that. But it like.
Are we cool if I take time to cast a ritual spell?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast divination.
Okay.
So I get to ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days, and the DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. And it doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, like the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. And I'm going to ask, what direction do we go to get to Burgess?
Okay.
All three of them light up.
Burgess or delirium?
Burgess.
Burgess is with delirium.
We assume.
Yeah, I probably will cast clairvoyance at
Okay.
the compass.
At the compass?
Yeah, it's a location.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Weird.
The
It
compass
says-
is the floor.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so it's Arcane
Just like
Eye.
some-
No. There's one of them that allows you to move it.
It's Arcane.
Yeah.
You will get faintly, while you're deciding what you're doing there, you will faintly get this idea, we'll say like almost like the allomantic kind of lines, because now I can use that reference. Like you're gonna see kind of those allomantic lines. They all three have
course.
them,
But
the strongest one is the northwest one.
That way.
I guess we'll.
Well, let's see what Xerxes.
No.
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 Maybe later.
Okay.
But
Yeah, we'll reserve that.
I might do it like once if we go and it leads us nowhere, then
That's
I can cast it back and make sure that there's like no.
Do we want someone to scout ahead of us?
I say we all just jump in the cart.
That's what I like to hear. We jump in the cart and go.
Yep, Xerxes is going to jump in the cart.
So you all gather into the cart.
I will.
Should we have your children wait here?
Are you asking that in?
Yes, I would actually say should the children wait here?
I would prefer to go with Claudius.
They have every right to defend their land. I won't send them home.
Okay.
Can we encourage you to stay for your safety?
I don't think I'm any safer anywhere else than I am with you guys.
That's fair.
Tools and Oddswan are just like,
I would not be happy with myself if I didn't at least try. But we're not going to force you.
I feel like maybe the safest place for us would be where you are, but I'm also not.
Where we're going.
I'm also not holding you responsible for any of our safeties. That was terrible grammar.
But it's a child, so it's fine.
Yeah. I will do my best to make sure that Oddswan stays safe. And Tools just puffs up. Me too. Oddswan's just like, hey, right here.
Don't worry, we
Take
trust
care
you.
of myself.
That's why we built you this rig. You're a crack shot with a bow. Do your thing.
Okay. Bless. Oh, she's blessing Oddswan. Oh. Oddswan is blessed.
Oddswan has an extra D4.
Hashtag blessed.
Yes.
He's gonna need it.
So, you guys all load up into the cart. The handle does not pull by itself. When you push the button, you hear a sound that sounds kind of like a cicada and a sound of a songbird. then you are able to shift.
That checks out.
You are able to shift your directions, and you unleash. You feel this like it's very roller coaster-ish. It's great fun. Like the kids are just they're having a great time. After about like 30 seconds of relatively straightforward movement, you come to a pause as the cart slows, and you end up. Oh, this is where it starts getting more exciting, because I almost forgot a part of this that I had added. You slow and get to the next podium. The podium locks you into place, and the switch snaps back. Everyone make me a wisdom save, because you're getting closer.
I will at this point cast.
And you all have a +4.
Yeah.
I got a nat 20. So
Oh, nice.
I will cast a beacon of hope. All of you have advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws.
And regain max hit
points.
Awesome.
So that's actually.
I was trying to count in my head. What?
You have advantage.
Okay. Thank you.
25 if I'm using her.
25?
25 as well.
25?
26.
How long does that
26?
last?
What was that?
plus
Okay.
6.
I got a nat 20.
No, that's right. Not 20.
29.
29.
But it's like 28 or something.
Did you make it?
Oh, it's still
21.
I also
Yes,
have
okay.
advantages on wisdom saves anyway.
6.
Fair warning, these will continue to get worse as you go forward.
6 plus 15 is 21.
So, the kids all are convinced. Well, I'll do this
They all have
first.
advantage.
Oh, thank you.
And they're also with. So as far as fear goes, they're within 10 feet of Elaine, so they cannot be frightened.
But I don't
And
think
they
it's
get-
frightened.
Yeah, no, just
And
if
they get
it's
the +4
frightened.
to the things
Plus
for
4.
being near lane.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of them makes it very well.
Pretty well.
So, what happens when everything clicks back into place? You hear from this podium the sound of a songbird, and then Oddswan is like, backwards. That means backwards. That means south. Well, southeast. And Tools is like, no, I am positive west. West is for sure a thing. It's gotta be west. And they are going to,
Swan did also have the plus D4. He just,
they rolled
Oh.
real low, it wouldn't have mattered.
but that would have used his bless.
They are going to try to persuade Cassia that she's wrong, and they don't do very well.
Wait,
So,
and they're arguing about which direction that sound means?
yes.
I'm just going to... children, that means west. And I look back.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I think it means east. Well, I think it means
Can I
southeast.
roll a persuasion for them?
Or we
Or-
just hit the
Or
west
I'm just
button
gonna
and go.
read
I don't-
the thing and.
Yeah, let's just go ahead west. We're heading
Yeah.
Go west, young man.
west. We hit westward.
You can if the conversation ever gets to that point, yes. So yes, you hit the thing, and
We overpower the children.
are sent on an amazing journey. As you will notice, that exists. This is straight up like you feel this really, really hard turn to the right and a really hard turn to the left, and there's like a couple loop-de-loops involved. There are some swirls downward, brings you back up, and then back into another platform.
How long did that take?
It was probably a good minute. It was real disorienting and weird.
Beacon of hope.
Yeah.
So you have got another wisdom save as you get closer and
Oh,
closer.
are you beacing of hoping us?
Let me look at
Or
my
are
spell
you
slots.
I think it lasts for an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Lasts for a minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, I'll do my
It's
first.
a third level spell, huh?
Attack.
I will throw out another one,
Damn.
so everybody has
Oh,
advantage.
thank
Need a
goodness.
mother with more pizzazz.
Do we still have beacon? Your thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's advantage, right? Or is that +4?
Ooh.
Hers is +4.
Hers is +4. Yours is
18.
Okay.
18 as well. Stop that.
7.
I'm rolling first.
28.
Nice.
23.
Wait. You got a 7
With
advantage with a +4 on top of your bonus?
Yes.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Okay, I guess it'd be
18.
what plus? Well, I guess it'd be 10 and 11. Sorry, 11. 11.
11. Okay.
Not that it's gonna matter.
30.
Claudia's
I rolled a 2
23.
and a
23?
So.
those with less than a
Yes.
21.
All right, so you and I are going to be carrying this party through this.
Oh.
Yeah, but you're not going to roll that good ever again, Steven. It doesn't matter what your bonus was. You're not going to roll well.
We already know how this works. So,
Yeah.
I should have used
Oh.
luck or something.
I only got 22. Sorry.
that's okay. You still
Still
you
over
make your
21.
save.
I have a +1 to wisdom.
In this case,
Cassia
That's
still
great.
makes hers.
hang on.
Okay.
What's your bonus to your wisdom save?
8.
And plus the 4 on top? Or is that with the plus
That's
4?
No,
the
that's
plus
just
one.
my. That's not with my extra 4.
Okay. Janice trusts you. I will cast Enhance ability on you. You have advantage on wisdom checks.
But wisdom checks are different from wisdom saves.
This Enhance ability applies to all of it,
Yeah.
the way it's worded. So all
Okay,
your
so
wisdom
I'll
stuff,
have-
you'll have advantage.
So
Okay.
what
That way I don't have to
I
keep burning
also
spell
have
slots to get
advantage.
everybody.
Gotcha.
We have the
But,
same, we have the
yeah,
same bonus.
Plus is high enough that. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, I see.
When you lock into place, you hear another cicada songbird combo, except for those of you who don't. So, raise your hand, those of you who failed your save. Okay, you are positive, like both of you are positive that you hear the sound of flowing water.
Waterfall.
You
It was
are
tea.
positive. Let me make sure what I'm doing here. You are absolutely
It's definitely
positive
tea.
oof, that
Some
that
corn
it is
tea.
straight up the cicada sound. You don't know where they're getting the songbird. You are positive that it is supposed to be north. And Oddswan is siding with you on that. So you've got two people that are very, very convinced of water sounds. You've got two people that are very, very convinced of straight up cicada. I want you guys. We're gonna do persuasion here against insight.
So as this starts, Janice is going to say something. He's going to say, wait. Obviously, we are all going to become more and more confused as we get closer. But I would ask
confused.
that
It's waterfall.
all of you...
Yeah. Didn't you hear
but
the water?
everybody's arguing about what it is.
So I'm reaching out to the,
Oh
the
no.
handle to pull the north.
I'm going to try and stop you.
I'm gonna help stop.
So
I was making it so roll against my sleight of hand.
With the gloves of thievery.
oh dear.
Scheiße.
What? So do we have to roll sleight of hand?
No, it's perception.
Perception against my sleight of hand.
Oh.
Natural 20.
Okay. So yeah, you saw. it.
Also a natural 20.
Nice.
So
Insight. 9.
So I will
No way,
grab
Harry.
your wrist. Wait.
14.
Wait. What did you hear?
we're supposed to go north.
What did you
No, we're
hear?
supposed to
I heard
go
the
back.
cicadas.
What did you
We're supposed to
hear?
go back.
Cicada and songbird.
What did you
No,
hear?
just
Cicada
cicadas.
song.
Waterfall.
Water. Yeah, water.
Okay,
Flowing
so
water.
we are all
Obviously.
hearing different things.
No.
You
it was-
understand?
Yes,
Are you
that's
sure
what
you
you
can hear? Are
heard.
you sure you can
Is
hear?
that what they heard?
But
They
we
must
know,
have been mistaken.
We know what direction
must
we were
have
told to
been
go in the
mistaken.
beginning.
Right, cicadas.
No,
So-
waterfall.
Water.
No, think back to when we first got into this cart.
Right, I heard a cicada.
And a songbird.
That was
Okay.
the first. Yeah.
So
that was
I
the
know what a
first one.
cicada sounds
But this
like
time it's
here.
waterfall.
So that I heard the cicada. So we're gonna.
This is
supposed to
new.
go-
Last time we had a problem, I asked all of you to trust me and it worked out fine. I am asking you one last time, please trust me.
Probably not the last time.
Please. Just trust me.
But you're wrong.
Oh, mighty leader, do we trust him?
No! We're going waterfall!
Yes, water. Can
I'm getting out of the cart.
Oh no!
If that's where they're going, I'm gonna get out of the cart.
Or you could do something.
What would I do?
I don't know.
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
Could maybe knock them out.
So,
Shrink them and put them in jars.
what are we doing?
I mean, if
I'm
you're-
getting out.
Who?
If
You're getting out,
if
pushing forward.
you're all gonna keep arguing, and I'm pretty sure that we're all confused and wrong, I'm getting out.
Oh,
I'm not
Janice,
going
wait. Wait. You know it's a terrible idea.
To
For
go
all of
out
us.
by yourself.
Do you remember what happened last time that you decided to go off by yourself?
Yes, it was fine, and I convinced them all to leave us alone.
Barely.
he has a good point.
Not barely.
We need to stay together or we're never going to be able to accomplish the task that we came here to do.
Okay, wait. Oh, what if I... all right.
Let's put it to a vote.
What if you give me a moment, and I will cast the spell again that'll show us where Burgess is, and we'll just do this at every juncture, regardless of what we hear.
I think that's
Fine,
a good
it'll
way.
show that it's waterfall.
Okay. If it shows it's waterfall, we'll go to
But now you all have to agree right now. Whatever the spell tells me, that's the way we go.
Aye.
Yes.
Henry,
Fine.
Sure.
Henry,
I'm confident in my
make me a
answer.
wisdom saving. Oh wait,
Oh.
no, it's a charisma saving throw. Make me a
Oh,
charisma saving throw.
Scheiße. 12.
You fail, Gaius. You have, if you don't if you don't follow the instructions I give, you take 5d10 points of psychic damage.
Oh, mine might have worn off by now.
Nope, 30 days. It lasts for a month.
Whoa!
Damn!
I forget how high level you guys are sometimes.
Well,
You got skills.
Frick.
Because that was
I keep forgetting to use inspiration luck.
there.
3 days.
Because we teleported to the tree,
That's true.
so it
Yes.
has not been a month.
Just
So I will take 10 minutes and cast the spell and ask again how do we get to Burgess, and I'll see the lines and we'll pick the right direction.
So you see that it is in fact the cicada and songbird line. So
It is cicada, songbird.
That was a 10, by the way. I have a negative.
So unless anybody else is going to try and stop him, that's the direction we're going.
Okay. Onward. We
Are you
keep
gonna
going.
stop this after we get through, or no? Never mind.
I don't know why
No,
you
he's
would.
not.
Absolutely not.
You move forward.
Yes.
And you this one's a pretty straight path. You end up kind of settling into your next platform. And roll me a wisdom save.
Are you? No, you're not.
I don't care what I hear. I'm casting the spell as a ritual again.
Fair enough.
What are you casting?
Ouch.
I'm casting divination as a ritual again to figure out which way to go.
All right.
So if
I'll
you
use the one
Nat 20s.
inspiration.
Unnatural 20.
Although actually not high.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
14.
Oof.
I'm the same.
Oof.
29.
That's making
Did
it.
you remember you had advantage?
Yes.
There's
Because I rolled a 3 first.
22.
22.
Did we have
Actually,
advantage?
20.
Oh, she
She
did.
did.
I can't keep burning spell slots to give to everybody, so I'm just giving it to the person with the highest bonus.
Okay.
I also have advantage, so.
So what was yours?
On with
She might already
22.
have advantage.
22?
23, I think.
Okay.
No
So
advantage against magical.
But no, if this is the thing that has to do with Burgess, then we figured out it
Yeah, we
doesn't
figured out it
count.
doesn't count.
I don't have automatic advantage against this.
23 plus.
Oh.
You hear.
Oh.
So wait, who?
So
else?
Who? All right.
I
Raise
got
your hand if you
23.
failed.
you, it doesn't matter because you're casting your spell.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have failed
So
based on what I just rolled.
the kids with the nat 20s, they do okay. Cassia this time is very, very convinced that you should definitely go east. And our fails, you all think definitely west. Like, all of you are just for sure that it should be west.
I can't say anything.
No, you can say stuff, but if you try and go a different direction than what I tell you, you take the damage.
You think directly north.
And I cast the spell. And what does the spell say?
Directly north. Yeah, those of you who got your save, it is
The spell
cicada.
says cicada.
Yes.
Cicada songbird. right? That's what I
Sure.
heard.
No, just Salzburg.
North is
we're
just
going this way? Okay.
Okay, north.
And Henry's just sitting there twiddling his fingers, trying really, really hard to
Dying
not
inside.
misbehave.
Should have said yes. Should have agreed.
You manage to pull the lever and make it to your there's a pretty straight passage to this large final platform. The platform, however, does seem to have some activity around it, as you notice that there are some things that you suspect might have eked in here before things got closed off.
Is this platform numbered by chance?
9 3/4.
Okay, just curious.
Sure, why not?
Is this another junction or is this the end of the
This
road?
is the end of the road. There is a large doorway in front of you guys.
So, and there's just shadow creatures?
There are shadows moving around you, yes.
How close are they?
One of them is close enough that it looks like it is going to attempt to attack.
How close are all of they?
All of they.
All of them.
I'd say that they're probably within about 30 feet.
beautiful.
Pause. I will,
Like, no, let me
I will
do
use
it.
the Rapier of Roses to 30 seconds us forward in time.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting
Okay.
choice.
5-4.
Yes, but there's still a door that requires a key in front of you, so
Well, I'm only pushing the cart 30 seconds into the future.
the
That
cart
way-
has stopped.
Oh, never
it's
mind.
okay.
I
You
won't do
are-
that.
you are on the final
I thought we were
Sorry.
still going.
No, you're
Wisdom
good.
saves from all of them.
Wisdom saves for all.
I'll do that then.
It was good.
Sorry, I should have been more clear about that. One of them made it, maybe. 17.
That is the DC.
So I
One of
made
them
it.
made it.
All the rest of them are banished back home.
You have inspiration. You
I know.
can have that one to reroll.
I'm saving this for the boss.
It's 9 o'clock, my friend.
Are we
It
getting to the
is.
boss tonight?
Oh, no.
Okay. Then, yeah, he can reroll it. I was gonna do this to Burgess.
And
I
he
was gonna cast the
fails.
spell to make him listen to us and do what we want him to, and I was just gonna keep
Yeah,
throwing it
next
at him.
week
Yeah,
double
no, we're not
boss.
gonna.
Again.
Okay, yeah,
Next
no,
week
they're
is
all
probably
gone.
the
And
finale.
he
Yeah.
fails.
Arcane abjuration.
Ahead of you, there is a grand gateway that has a key hole that looks real weird
Suspicious.
Yeah.
and suspiciously as though you have something with which to use on it.
I'm gonna drop the spell that I put on you,
Thank you.
just so you know.
Alright.
Before you do that,
I will.
well, just might it be potentially advisable, as you will only be able to use 2 of those at any given time, that once the key is used, we split them up between.
I assume when the key is used, it will just be used and no longer. But if
Gone?
I'd assume so.
Okay, but if
Guess we'll
not,
find out.
it might be worth splitting out.
Yeah.
Do they require attunement? I don't.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, and also we don't know that there's only going to be one keyhole.
Oh, right. No. It was just a potential.
Right.
Split it out so that we can actually use all of
Okay,
them.
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
a few
that would be
minutes.
good.
I'm gonna take a few minutes, and I'm going to give the gift of alacrity to you,
Do you want?
You.
I also
Yeah, go
have
for it.
spell
What is
slots.
that?
It gives you an extra
If you don't want to
D8
use all of
on
your
initiative.
spell slots
D8,
for, like.
I'm
you
going to
have
be using
enough.
my big spell slots, so don't worry.
Well, yeah, I know.
if you
but
if you would like to cast 2,
Okay, I could do 2. Yeah.
then I will cast 2 as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give
That's totally what happened, Stormy.
I'm gonna give Fortune's Favor to myself and Janice. So for the next hour, you have just a luck point.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna leave it at that, because anything else is probably going to be if we fight. So everyone just make sure you. So everyone has the gift of alacrity. So,
Yes.
and you
Do
have
we choose
fortune's
when to
favor.
use the gift of alacrity, or does it kick in on the next
It's on initiative.
Initiative.
so-
So
Gift
it's
of
a
alacrity
plus
is
88.
and whenever you roll an initiative in the next 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So everyone just remind yourself about that.
Yes.
I wrote it down.
you go on about opening the door.
All with weapons ready, I assume.
Yep.
You get this massive sound as you unlock the door, and these grand double doors open, and you find yourself in this odd space as
Do the keys come back
you
out?
can actually take them out of this lock. Yes.
I'll keep the grand key with me.
Nice. You see a kind of odd sight. You're almost in an observation room where you can see everything around you. There are more rooms above you, but you get this impression of an area that you have to access past this room. This seems very Melbane-esque. Like, this bizarre little roller coaster ride that you just went on seems about appropriate for Delirium. The Melbane side of things is far more represented here. Everything is very clean and orderly. And there are 4 slightly shimmering, floating rectangles in front of you. And to the side, there is a grouping of 15 marbles of different colors that all are, well, I mean, they're effectively just floating there next to these other little, I don't even know what to call these. They're like mini floating desktops. And they are clear. So yeah, that's what you're getting so far. You see other areas. You assume that you want to go up because there are areas above you, but you have this strange transparent view all through the middle of the mountain now. So while you are aware there are solid walls around you, in this space, you can see through them.
Okay.
So who wants to draw the map to where we're going?
Going. Shoot.
Oh dear.
I don't know where we're supposed to be going. Can I make an intelligence? Thank you.
Are we going to be here a while?
What would this be? Just an intelligence check?
Or Arcana?
I would accept Arcana or Intelligence in general. Probably Arcana's going to be your better one.
24.
Okay. The maps from your book. You find it interesting that there are 4 of them that overlay one another so well. And each of the marbles that you see also seem to represent one of the colored dots on your maps.
Mm-hmm.
You can also tell that how this mechanism is built is almost like a locking sequence for another tunnel in front of you to give you access to it. So essentially this is a geographical keypad.
So which color do I push?
The marbles can be moved. You can pick them out
Oh.
of their space. And you would know that these maps line up with, like, pretty much it's a matter of mathing it so that you're getting the scale right.
Yeah.
So
I would like to do so.
roll me a dex just to make sure that you're placing them in the right place. Don't be fumbly.
With a +4.
crazy high.
All right, fortune's favor. Oh,
Oh no.
16.
Actually, okay, yeah, you're good. So, using the maps that you have, you are able to line up all of the marbles representing the different empires' castles accordingly. And this kind of like, as you guys are watching, you realize just how little you have actually seen so far. There is a lot left to this place that is not part of the original Four Kingdoms that is pushed out from expansion, and all of this has effectively been implemented into this system. You do so, and you feel this kind of breeze as beyond the space where these floating templates are. The wall just kind of disappears and leads into a further hallway.
All right. Thank you. I guess we continue forward.
Yes. Deciding how much of a cliffhanger I want to leave this on because it's already 9:14.
Here feels good.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and pause here for the night and pick it up next week. We're real close to being able to leave you on a cliffhanger, but I also don't want to keep these guys up way past their bedtime. So, we're going to end the game here for the night. Oh, Chipper is upset at this.
And tomorrow and next week is the finale.
He was not drawing a map. He had to figure out how to interpret the map into the thing that he was doing.
We start the Valley campaign.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, Chipper is, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nice, Griff. Nice. So thank you to you, ye raiders. I'm going to go back and try and follow. There were so many people. I'm going to try and make sure I at least go back and follow your stream.
It was like 53, I think, is what. I don't know.
Really
I guess
freaking awesome.
you can see what
So,
it peaks at, but.
For those of you who are still watching, who have bared with me this long,
We've been at like
thank you so much
14,
for following,
13,
for rating, for just generally being awesome. We will throw. We do a lot of RP kind of on the side too. I won't say a lot, but we do a decent chunk of RP, some of us away from the table, and then I convert it into short stories. So for the current campaign, we have some of those in our Discord. It's called Campaign Shorts in the channel there, and you can check that out. We also have, if you want to see the rest of this, you can, or Twitch channel, I don't know what this means, Stormy. I'm old. I know you're older than me, but I don't know what this means. Also, YouTube. Check out the YouTube, and you can check our back campaign progress. Erotic roleplay.
Oh.
No.
This is not that kind of channel, Stormy.
I mean, I wish.
Wait, what? Hold on, I just learned something new about my friend Brayden.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, sure. That's what you want us to think.
So come hang out with us if you want to on Discord. I try and keep up with it. I'm not the best, but we'll do our best. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Blending in with the ogres perfectly, yes. And yeah, I guess I'll let Keith close us out.
Yeah, so Danny hit most of the big reminders. Thank you guys for being here with us.
We should find a raid too.
Check out the YouTube channel. Again, you can find the entirety of this campaign, the entirety or everything that has happened so far, I should say. You can also find the entirety of our run through the jungles of Shult in the Tomb of Annihilation. We also do some one-offs, some one-shots. We have a series we call Cover Your Assets, where we create custom content for D&D. One of the things that we've done is a custom gunslinger class. Check that out. We have a lot of fun when we get to play with that. It's the write up for that is also available on the Discord server, which I guess serves as my segue to reminding you about the Discord server. You can get on there. It's a good place to keep in touch with us and know what's going on with this channel, as well as Kyrie and Danny's creative streams when those occur.
Very rarely.
We've also got the write-ups that Danny has done, the short stories as well. We'll be putting some more stuff up as well for you guys to take a look at. We are winding this down. Braden mentioned something we call the Valley Campaign. It's about to get kicked off. My fully homebrewed campaign, situations, settings, that's what I'm trying to say, which is a whole new avenue of D&D that I've not gone down yet. I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. I'm kind of
apprehensive.
I'm apprehensive, but excited about it as well, and I hope you guys enjoy all of the work that we're putting in behind the scenes for that. Until we get there, though, we've got one, maybe two more sessions, probably just one before we kick over into that. Stay with us. Hope you guys are having a lot of fun carrying along, and remember,
Grab your bats and grab your balls!
And if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a glass house.
And we're gonna try and raid somebody. Does anybody have anybody that's that they already know that they might want to raid?
I followed Penguin Butt.
Yeah, Penguin Butt. So I have somebody. If nobody else has anyone on right now that they want to raid.
I don't have anyone who
Can't go any further.
created.
Since you guys are
really
watching
needs
a
it.
D&D stream, I will send us to a D&D person.
Okay.
So we're gonna do. How do you guys feel? I do not know these people from Adam. Behold Roleplay. They're doing a Mass Effect Horizon stream.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Nice.
no D&D peoples but us. Yeah, it does kind of create a little bit of an interesting thing, seeing as they also play on Monday night. But I'll send you their way anyway, because there's room for D&D in people's lives.
Good call, Chipper.
So
I actually was considering doing that myself.
exclamation raid. Oh wait, hold on.
Replaying Mass Effect.
Funny
What you
enough,
doing there?
I've been considering that too.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
I have so many games
We're
to
attempting to
play.
send you someplace. Sorry.
Good catch.
We're
sort of.
going to
Maybe.
raid people.
Now I can't move. I'm just gonna be here now.
This is your life.
This is my life.
And the living
Lance saved me.
Oh, they finally. Stormy, I didn't realize they'd announced
it's
the
actually-
it's
remasters.
Oh wait, no. It's
They announced
It's
remasters.
capital R.
Apparently.
no, it's raid. Yeah. It doesn't.
It should be a capital R.
Capitals
Yeah.
shouldn't matter.
Okay.
That's fair, Chipper.
Capitals won't matter in the
All right.
chat. So.
Thanks for coming along with us, everybody. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Are we not live anymore?
Nope.
Uh,
Well, we are
you have
live,
to stop
but-
streaming.
So when you go
Because
inside,
we'll
you
still
see
be
a
live.
middle-aged woman. She's
Oh, Danny, that was a good game.
You liked it?
Oh, I love this campaign so far.
I'm glad.
Henry is probably my second favorite character I've ever
She
played.
goes, yes, can I help you?
I am glad. I am super glad. And there are opportunities in the future for you to, like, if you ever want to do one-shots or other things in this universe.
I would like you to come over to me here and show me how this map works. Because I could not make any sense of it.
I was having problems as well.
Oh, and they're doing Extra Life charity fundraising.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Sorry.
You're fine. I'm just fat.
Whatever.
I'm on that boat.
Oh, it's
Chip.
I pulled the chair.
You're stupid. I can block the sun.
Just like completely fake, fake medical jargon.
I know. It's
Right?
fun.
We got rated by
swear,
50
like every
people.
stream I get rated like once or
Like
twice.
50 people.
I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this running for a minute.
Yeah, me
Like our nurse